UTAS Stadium, Northern Tasmania, and it's a huge clash in the TSL this afternoon. It's a clash of the Bombers, and it's the Northern Bombers on their home turf up against Lauderdale. It's first versus third. It's a crucial clash. It could shape the season of both teams. Welcome to City Park Radio 103.7 FM and via the TSL live stream, the Southern Cross TSL League Big Clash. Match of the day, North Launceston versus Lauderdale. Let's introduce the team bringing you the action today. First of all, from AFL Tasmania, welcome Damian Gill.
G'day, it's a pleasure to be here. A lovely day for football, and I'm really looking forward to this clash, David.
Absolutely, and in Groobs, David Gruber, our stats man. We have to call him Groobs because we've got two Daves here today.
David, how are you?
Good, mate. Looking forward to the game?
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
Absolutely, and we're keeping an eye on the team stats for us this afternoon. Now, Gilly, as I said, it's a huge clash. You saw North last week, and off air before you were saying you weren't hugely impressed. It was just one of those days where they looked a bit flat. Yeah,
I've seen them a couple of times this year, Dave, and on one occasion I was very impressed, but last week I thought they were flat. I thought it took them a long time to get their game going, and when they did get it going, they were impressive, but they just ran out of time, to be honest, towards the end of the day. But my observations were that they relied a lot on Tom Couch, forward of centre, and a lot of those really, really capable forward players didn't get into the game, so they'd be expecting more from Zach Burts of the world, Brad Cox, Goodyear, etc. So, but they will be hampered a little bit with a couple of laid outs there, Dave, with McCulloch out of that forward line. Does help the Lauderdale defence, though, have one less tool to contend with.
And also Connor Young as well, who's a young player that's sort of really developed into that tight backline of North Launceston with Foon, Richter Salter, Lockhart, etc. He's a key aspect of that backline. He's out also today, so big loss for the Northern Bombers.
Yeah, and you're dead right about what he brings to their backline, so it'll mix up their defence. And Lauderdale are an interesting forward line. They've got some different types there, all very capable of hitting the scoreboard, so that's a blow. There's no issues about that, but it's going to be a fascinating clash. The Battle of the Bombers, I'm looking forward to it.
There's been some talk in recent days in the media, Damian, hasn't there? Darren Winter talking about some of the tactics that the Northern Bombers employed last time they met down at Lauderdale.
Yeah, and I watched that game down at Lauderdale, and I can't say I observed too many of those tactics myself, David, but there has been plenty of talking. Darren Winter's very good at talking up a contest and getting a bit of fire into it, and I think we'll see plenty of that. I expect to be hot in the kitchen today.
And look at the conditions, aren't they just magnificent? I'm sure the viewers on the live stream can see a sun-bathed University of Tasmania Stadium. I don't think there's a lot of wind about. Perfect day for footy.
Yeah, perfect day indeed, and it should be a really good contest, first versus third. It's astonishing, really, to think Lauderdale the third. They lost the first three games of the year, so it's been quite the turnaround for the boys from Lauderdale.
Just must say that we've got a simulcast happening today on the City Park Radio 103.7 and via the live stream. So, in our commentary, if you think we're being a bit over-descriptive or stating the obvious, we've got our radio listeners also we're painting the picture for. I'm sure you'll understand that. As the players are breaking from their huddles, and that Lauderdale midfield, Bryce Walsh is a real engine room at that Lauderdale midfield, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a bit of a down start to the year, Bryce Walsh. He's a prime mover, we know that. Recent weeks he's found his groove again, and he's a key player along with the emergence of Dylan Fife, I think, has taken everyone by storm. He's been outstanding, and also Nat Franklin. Down
on the boundary line, we've got our boundary rider today, Craig Boone. Craig, welcome to City Park Radio. What can you tell us?
Thanks, Dave and team. Yeah, magic day down here. Just a very slight zephyr of a breeze coming across the ground towards Invermay side, but nothing to speak of. Surface is a little bit wet after the rain we've had this week, but shouldn't affect the game too much. But great conditions weather-wise otherwise.
Cheers, Craig. We're here from you at quarter time. City Park Radio and the TSL live stream is Damian Gill.
We're underway. Lee brings it down. It's Couch out of the middle. He hands it off to Whitford. Misses his target, and they'll get it clear. Lauderdale. Bryce Walsh eyes goal early. He gets a lovely piece of it, and it's through the middle. So Bryce Walsh, from about 40 on the run, has put Lauderdale up very, very early in this one at UTAS Stadium.
Well, you picked it there, Gilly, the midfield strength there of Lauderdale, in evidence straight away. Great work out of the middle, and Bryce Walsh, and he's fit this year, and he's having a great season.
Yeah, no question about it. Forward of centre, it's interesting to see him line up there, but they won it out of the middle, but just some sloppy work there, North Launceston, led in Lauderdale, and an early advantage here, Dave.
Absolutely. It's one goal straight, 6 Lauderdale. North Launceston yet to score. Goal in the first 20 seconds of the game. Back in the centre again. Up they go. Alex Lee up against Smith. Falls to the pack. Chain of handballs. Ends up with Lauderdale kicking inside 50. And mark's taken by, and there could be a 50 here. Yes. Umpire Nick Butler beckons the man Connor Pearton back on the mark. It's Bryce Walsh, a chance, almost a certainty, of his second goal within the first 90 seconds.
What a start this would be for Bryce Walsh, the captain of this Lauderdale outfit, to put him up 2 goals this quickly into the game. Exceptional stuff and really good out of the middle. It was Nat Franklin and Alex Heavey there. Good chain of handballs and a good kick in. And, well, here we go, Dave.
A silly 50, really.
Silly 50. Didn't have to give it away and give me.
Absolutely. Should make no mistake. Kicking to the town end of University of Tasmania Stadium. Bryce Walsh kicks it out of the arena. And it's 2 goals straight, 12 Lauderdale. North Launceston yet to score. And, in fact, yet to have any attack into their forward half. Damian Gill.
We have not seen the ball go anywhere but they're 50 so far, Dave. So an interesting start here at UTAS Stadium. The perfect start for the Southern Bombers. So we'll have the ball back in the centre again. And Lauderdale will be looking to just continue that wave. A really strong start, and interesting to see Tom Couch has started in the middle. So it's happened under his watch in there. So up they'll go. Hayden Smith and Lee. Lee with that hit out. Ooh. It goes to Nat Franklin. He's caught high, so it'll be free kick right in the middle of the ground for Nat Franklin. The big long locks. He turns. Gets into a bit of trouble, finds Cleaver Camp. He goes for Fife. He's bustled over. They pick it up, and it's with Heavey. Hands it off. A shove in the back, and it'll be a free kick for young Mitch Anderton. He moves it from the broadcast wing in for Cleaver Camp. And over the top, he'll find the informed Robbie McManus. A spearing kick, can't find Hervea. It's just swatted forward. Boscott picks it up. A tumbling punt. It's bouncing goalward. And it bounces through. Lauderdale on fire here at UTAS Stadium. 3 goals in no time. 3 goals, none. 18. Lead North Launceston, no score.
And sensational play from half-back there from Lauderdale Bombers. Talk to me about Cleaver Camp, Gilly. He's a new player to the league this year, and he's been very impressive.
He has indeed. He's just gives them a lot of drive out of that back half. He's always on for the handball out of defence, and he can shut down an opponent, but he definitely gives that drive, and he's added a thread to the bow of Lauderdale, and he's been a real asset for Darren Winter. 2
goals to Walsh, 1 to the Mercurial Thor Boscott, 3 goals to Zip, Smith and Lee for the 4th time this afternoon. Lee gets it down to his feet. Fortuitous bounce to Fife. Quick kick out of congestion there, up towards half forward. Reece Sutton's there, punched away by Ponting. Falls to the ground. North defence work it out by Brighton Denman. Gets it forward, and the mark's taken on his chest by Holmer. Holmer kicks towards half forward, not a great kick. Kicks to advantage. Handball off by Event. Laterally, it's kicked inside 50 by Richter Salter. Doesn't find his mark. It's out of bounds as Burt approaches the ball. It's about 10 metres around from the North Launceston right hand behind post. They lead by, Northern Bombers trail, by 18 points. It's been a frenetic start here. Great start by the Lauderdale Bombers. It's the one they would have wanted. Smith up against Bennett. Falls to the front of the pack. Handball, Fife. Short pass. And mark taken by Lauderdale. They'll clear off half-back.
And here they go. Hands off to Walsh. Inside for Franklin, and he returns the favour. So Walsh, he started hot here. This handball not his best. Misses a target. Lee just whacks it on the boot. Agriculturally out to the far side. Finds Jay Lockhart, one of the prime movers in this North Launceston side. He's so lethal by foot. What can he craft here on the far wing at UTAS Stadium? Just nudges inside for Foon. So Foon, with a crowd of 50 ahead of him, looks long and looks strong and looks for Burt, who comes out and clunks. It was beautiful on the lead from Burt. He just came out in front, got the arms out in front of his chest and took it nicely.
He's had a couple of quiet weeks, Zach Burt, hasn't he, Gilly? So expect big things from him today?
Absolutely. He started the season like a house on fire, but as you said, a couple of down weeks, so he'll be looking to start with intent here. So North Launceston with their real first look at goal. It's about 35 out. Burt approaching, crosses the arc, gets a lovely piece of it, and it's through the middle. So Burt gets the response North Launceston needed here at UTAS Stadium. 1 goal straight, 6 North Launceston. 3 goals straight, 18 Lauderdale.
Quick around the grounds. It's a close contest up at West Park. The Tigers 5-6-36 lead, and inaccurate Bernie 4-11-35. A bit of money around for Bernie in that one, Gilly, so we'll keep an eye on that score.
It's always an interesting game at West Park, isn't it, Dave? It
Absolutely.
depends which way it's blowing.
Group's inside 50 so far.
Inside 50s, 3 to Lauderdale, 2 to North Launceston.
So it's evening up a little bit.
Yep.
Smith against Lee. Lee gets it down, not to advantage. Couch can't take it away. Five's got it. Handballs directly to Lee. He gets the second effort there. Tries to kick it off the ground. Can't do so. Boscott to Fife. Fumbles slightly. Gets it back now, and they're going to clear off the winger, Lauderdale. Chain of handballs. Here's Mitch Anderton once again. He dodges, he weaves, he goes laterally. Poor kick to Cleavercamp. He has to get on his bike and go after it. He can't pick it up. He attempts to now. Taken away by Hayden Goss. Late inclusion in the team. Short kick. Finds coach Tom Couch. 2 kicks out from goal. Right half forward. Goes long inside 50. It's a good kick. Beautiful kick to Tommy Bennett, who takes the mark out in front. And great entry inside 50 once again. In fact, it's Zach Burt, beg your pardon. It's his second inside 50 mark already, Gilly.
Yeah, eyeing a second goal here. So Zach Burt looks to be the target for them today.
But how was the delivery? Beautifully weighted pass. It's a feature of Tom Couch's play. His delivery by foot. Bit of a to-do one in the middle of the ground. Keep an eye on that one. Those players separate. Here's Burt for goal number 2. Leans back. Kicks. It's going to make the distance. It is. Good shepherding in the goal square. And that's the second goal for the Northern Bombers. No, it's not. There's a free kick in the goal square. It'll go to Lauderdale. I think it's Ethan Witch-Wilson back there. So illegal shepherding in the goal square. Deprives North Launceston of their second goal. Kick up towards the wing. Contest, lots of players. Holmer fists the ball away. Hits the deck. Bell Chambers gets it away. Here go Lauderdale now. Up towards centre wing. Pearton pushes his opponent in the back. Play on, says the umpire. That was Heavey. Sweeping at the back here. It's Foon. Gets tackled. Gets out of it with strength. Gets handball to Jake Pearce. He's under pressure. He gets a kick away under pressure towards half back. Contest, important one. Whitford gets it. Gets a handball away. Chain of hand passes ends up with Tom Couch. He's got a bit of time and space. We know his delivery is good, and it is on this occasion as Jack Event takes the mark.
Event streams through the middle. Pinpoint pass. Finds Brad Cox Goodyear. He spins and moves and finds Ponting. Inside 50. Deep in the left forward pocket for North Launceston. They'll look to put away their second as they answer a fast start from Lauderdale. It's ferocious stuff so far in this one at UTAS Stadium.
Good game of footy, Gilly, isn't it?
Yeah, very good.
Started really well. End-to-end stuff.
So Josh Ponting from the pocket. He's got quite the angle to work with. Starts his approach. Strikes it nicely off the right. It's coming, it's through. So a goal for North Launceston. 2 goals straight, 12. Lauderdale, 3 goals straight, 18. And we've got a game on our hands.
We certainly have, and it's a game worthy of positions 1 and 3 on the ladder, isn't it? We expected a contest. We haven't seen much of the physicality we might have expected. It's been a pretty good game so far, played in reasonable spirit, but we might see what happens as the day unfolds. Back in the centre, listening to City Park Radio 103.7 FM. Myself, Dave Mohr, Damian Gill and David Groomer. Also got Craig Boone down on the boundary line. So ball's bounced. It's a poor one. I'll have to come back. And the umpire will throw it up on the second opportunity. Ground bathed in sunshine. About 14 degrees here in Launceston. Perfect day for this time of year. Holmer gets it to Couch nicely. Couch is tackled without it. Yes, he is.
Here comes the fire, Dave.
Here it is. Bit of push and shove. Tom Couch right in the centre of University of Tasmania Stadium. He has Cox Goodyear short and he finds him. Still in the centre of the ground. Weighs up his options. Plays stream into the attacking 50 for North. Nice kick on this occasion. Mark's taken there by Brighton Denman, whose inclusion last week into the side did well. Wins his spot back again today. High kick to the pocket. It might drift out of bounds on the full here. It's fisted out of bounds off hands. 1 millimetre inside the boundary line. Boundary throw in about 30 metres around from the North Launceston goal. We can check that score at West Park in a moment, but a good battle between the Tigers and also the Burnie Dockers. Boundary throw in, unopposed there. Ball comes to ground from Bennett. Cox Goodyear's got it. Gets the hands off. Kick round the corner into the goal square. Chance. It bounces, but it bounces right up in the air. Should be knocked through for a behind, is it? No, it's not. Snap for goal is a behind. North Launceston at 2-1-13. Lauderdale 3 straight 18. Been playing 11 minutes into the first quarter.
So they'll bring it out of defence here, Lauderdale. Through Alex Hill. The free kick. He goes long and strong. A pack forms over the top of them. It's picked up by Heavey. Hands off directly, straight for Sutton. It's long and in front of Wiggins. He's got some running to do. He's in a foot race with Pearce. Pearce first to it, but Wiggins all over him. Wraps him up. We'll have the ball up. As edging close to Lauderdale's 50 here on the broadcast wing.
Early score, Gilly from Windsor Park. Launceston 2-1-13, Devonport 1 straight 6. It's half-time at West Park. The Tigers 36, Burnie 35.
So ball up, Vaya and Lee just tackle each other more so than go for it. And we're in a scrimmage again. And it will be yet another ball up. So not far from the paint of 50. Lauderdale's way. They've started well here. But North Launceston have bit back. Lee doesn't get the hands with Havea. He deals with Lockhart, who gets the kick away. It's Bennett who meets it. He can't quite gather. Fife bustles in, as does Event. Franklin extracts it, finds Havea. He goes long, a bouncing ball to Wiggins. Tries his best to soccer it to Heavey. Heavey runs out of tarmac and it's out of bounds.
Alex Heavey back inside today. Gillian, we saw him kick that magnificent goal early in the season, didn't we, out at Bunston Arena?
Yeah, he's a good player for them, Alex Heavey, a dangerous half forward, and I know they've been trying to get him back in. He's just had a few little complaints, but good to see him back in the side, and he does have a long boot. Smith down. He finds a runner in Bill Chambers, kicks it long, and it's through for a behind. So a minor score there. North Launceston 2-1-13, Lauderdale 3-1-19 here at UTAS Stadium.
Short kick out. Lockhart takes the mark in the short sleeves today. Kicks wide. He finds a teammate on the far side. That's Whitford. Whitford kicks short and finds Hayden Goss. Two late changes today for the Bombers. Connor Young and Bart McCulloch both out. As he goes short now to Connor Pearton. Kicks laterally. Still in the half back for North Launceston. Caelan Baker takes the mark. It's going to be a turnover here. Poor kick. Marked by Reece Sutton. Reece Sutton goes short. He finds his teammate there in Alex Heavey. Heavey goes short looking for Walsh. Good work there from Lockhart. Strong tackle there on Arian Richter Solder by Walsh. How's the umpire going to see this? No prior. Ball up on attacking 54 Lauderdale. A little bit of push and shove off the ball now, Gilly. It's starting to spark up a bit here.
That's Bryce Walsh's flavour. That's how he likes the ball game.
He loves a bit of a spat, does Bryce Walsh. Hayden Smith does well. Gets it down to 5. Hands to Sutton. Sutton's kick smothered beautifully there. And kick off half back foul by the Northern Bombers. Bouncing towards the boundary line. Surely not deliberate. No. Boundary throw. And it's Mark Walsh there that did that beautiful smother. He's had a great season, Gilly, hasn't he, Mark Walsh?
He's dynamite by foot, isn't he? It's funny that a year ago you never would have thought that was deliberate, but there's a bit of indecision these days, isn't there?
Absolutely. As Lee and Smith at it again. Smith gets it down nicely to Walsh, who's tackled immediately. Ball spills out to Sutton. Now to Fife. They're on centre wing. Chain of handballs. It's not a good one on this occasion. Going to be a turnover. Oh, strong tackle there on Richter Solder. Comes out to Donnelly. Thomas Donnelly gets it out now towards Ponting. There's a whistle on play.
Yes,
Gilly, I didn't see that. What happened?
I watched this one closely. It was McGuinness getting into Jay Lockhart there, and Lockhart's won the free. So Lockhart forward off that right peg. He finds Couch, who gets it moving immediately. Walsh with a little worm burner into the 50. Doesn't come off. They should chop it off here, Lauderdale. No, they don't, as it's gathered. Hands and knees. Inside forward 50, attacking 50 for North Launceston. A pack forms, and it will be a ball up here, about 40 metres from goal.
It's a real arm wrestle, isn't it, at the moment?
It is. It's a great game of football. You said it early, and it's continued to develop that way. So I think we've got Smith and Homer up here. Neither got a good piece of it, but Smith takes it out, finds Franklin off the left boot and out to the outer wing, looking for McManus. It'll trickle out of play, and it'll be a throw in on the far side of UTAS Stadium. The scores: North Launceston 2-1-13, Lauderdale 3-1-19. A real arm wrestle. Great game of football. First v third here at UTAS Stadium.
As it's a bounty thrown on the far side. It's binoculars time as Alex Lee gets it down. No great advantage there for the Bombers. Out it comes to Whitford. Look away handball looking for Donnelly. Second effort, Thomas Donnelly on the ground. Gets a handball out just in time. Ball spills. That's Liam Maher in there. Big tackle there also from Walsh. There'll be a ball up just to the side of the centre circle. In fact, the free kick's being picked out by umpire Butler. It's going to go to Lockhart. Lockhart goes inside 50, not a great delivery, although it might come off here as Holmer is pursuing the ball towards the boundary line. It's off his knees, perhaps. Yes, it is. Out of bounds on the full. Holmer thinks it's his, but it's going to be a free kick to Lauderdale. In the back line. Long way away. Is that McGuinness, I think, Gilly?
Yes, Josh McGuinness.
Josh McGuinness.
Of course, former Brisbane Lion.
Certainly, he's slotted nicely back in the Lauderdale combination this year. McGuinness, long to the wing. Players rise high. Lee can't take the mark. Spills to the back. Franklin's in there. Finds space now to Walsh. Walsh confronted by Couch. Loses possession. Great work, Tom Couch. He's got the ball now. Kicks inside 50 towards the goal square. Which way will it bounce? It'll bounce out of bounds. And great work by Tom Couch. Isn't he just all class, Gilly? What are you seeing? Is that injury?
Bryce Walsh still down. He was confronted. It was a real solid hit from Couch.
It was.
And he's
caused a
still
turnover.
down.
Short kick comes out and marked at half back by Lauderdale.
So it's Robbie McManus with the ball in their defence, but Bryce Walsh still down. So that's a real cause for concern for the Southern Bombers as it comes out to Fife. He gets on the bike. It was a beautiful bit of work from the pocket rocket, and it bounces away from Boscott.
He's slowly getting to his feet there, Gilly.
Yeah.
He's assisted by two trainers. So not good.
No, I don't know whether he caught him high there, Couch. It just looked like a really solid challenge to the front of to Walsh, but it's got him in a spot of bother.
Certainly no free kick awarded.
No, and they probably can't do with him out of the game, you'd have to say.
He's on the jog now, which is good news for Lauderdale fans.
As the ball thrown in, and it's taken by Franklin. He finds McManus, tries to give it back to Franklin. He's smothered by a couple of Bombers of the northern variety. Pack forms, it'll be a ball up. So yeah, Bryce Walsh, he looks okay. It's relief for Lauderdale because they certainly can't lose him, particularly after the start and his involvement in it. So Mohr wins the hit out. A tumble punt forward for Lauderdale. Havea tries to use his body well, but Foon reads it better. Drops it off for Pearton, gets himself into a bit of trouble. They get it out, Lauderdale. It's a tumble punt into forward 50. It should favour North Launceston. Decent bit of work there by Bell Chambers. Franklin drops it off, finds Mohr. He gets it out to Sutton on the paint of 50. He turns, drops it inside. A bouncing ball for Ray Hill. He puts it into the pocket to Heavey, who tries a miraculous goal. He hasn't, has he? Wowee, Alex Heavey. What a goal from the right forward pocket. He took it on the outside of his boot, and I thought he was no chance, but he threaded it through, Dave. What a goal.
Well, he's got nominations now for 2 goals of the year, Gilly, because the one down at Blunston Arena was a torpedo punt from 70 metres, and now the impossible angle from the boundary line here at UTAS Stadium. That's one of the best goals we've seen here this year, and I've seen, I think, every game here this year, and that was absolutely brilliant. Heavey, and he's just brought that X factor back in the side, hasn't he? He's a great inclusion for the Lauderdale Bombers.
Yeah, I didn't really fancy the give into the pocket. I thought he was long odds, but Heavey proved me wrong. Bryce Walsh back in the centre there, Dave. Good
news for Lauderdale. It's not a great bounce on this occasion, so umpires having a bit of trouble, a bit soft in the middle, a bit like myself these days. As the ball, secondary ball up here, Lee gets it down to Brad Cox-Goodger off his left foot. Standard play there from Cox-Goodger out of the centre up towards half bank. Met well there by Lauderdale defence. Handball over the top. They've got a chance now. Round the corner up to the wing. Here's Havea. He rises high. Knocked away by Cox-Goodger. Out of bounds. Centre wing. City Park Radio 103.7 and via the TSL live stream. Lauderdale 4-1-25. North Launceston 2-1-13. Keep an eye on the other scores as the day progresses. Report at half-time from Windsor Park from Matt Hill. Look forward to that one. As the ball comes to ground, Couch is met by 2 Lauderdale opponents. Falls out to Franklin, and he's tackled by Lee. Ball up, centre wing. And close to quarter time. Into time on now. In a good first quarter here. Havea gets it down. Chance for Whitford. Here's Walsh. He gives it straight up to Mark Walsh, his counterpart. As Whitford now kicks inside 50 quickly. Rising high as Bennett. Nearly gets it at the second grab. At the fall of the ball is Jay Lockhart. He snaps for goal. Is it going to come round enough? Yes, it is. Great goal, Jay Lockhart off the right boot from 45. And that's the 3rd goal of the day for North Launceston. 3-1-19. Lauderdale 4-1-25. Opportunist effort there from the mercurial Jay Lockhart.
Yeah, beautiful bit of work by Lockhart. Found himself in forward 50. Had a chance and took it. So North Launceston back in this one. A nice, tight tussle. Really tough stuff around the footy, but I think it might come down to who takes their chances better today, Dave, in a game like this one.
Inside 50s groups?
Inside 50s very even, 9 apiece.
9 apiece. That tells the story. An even contest.
Yeah, and it's squared up early after early dominance from Lauderdale. So up they go, Hervea and Lee. Lee with a decisive fist, but straight to Franklin, who goes to McManus. He's got space to use. Just overshoots it for Mohr. Bell Chambers fist down. I think it's Wiggins down there in hands and knees in a pack. Donnelly gets it out. Finds an ally, a spinning kick, but it goes straight to McManus. So McManus, probably too far for him. He'll test his distance. He just nudges it down the line and finds Bryce Walsh in the right forward pocket for Lauderdale. So a fast start. Bryce Walsh already with 2 to his name.
In the first 90 seconds.
Yeah, the first 90 seconds. Tough to see him threading this one. A difficult angle. It'll test him. He's looking inside already, so might be a top of the square job here. Off the right. Gets nice contact to the top of the square. Is picked up by Bill Chambers. He's collected immediately. There's a soccer. Lauderdale celebrate. I'm not sure who put it through. It might have been Bill Chambers.
I think it was Gilly by looking at the congratulations. Yep.
The umpire has given it the all clear. Another goal for Lauderdale, and Bill Chambers just taking the opportunity there. Wasn't much of a kick inside the square, but Lauderdale with another, and they've been pretty clinical so far, Dave.
They have indeed, and an 8-goal first quarter, so entertaining stuff. Great TSL footy, and it's going to be a real battle here today between the two Bombers. So much at stake. Lauderdale would love the scalp of the Northern Bombers on their home ground. Lee has won most of the hit out so far. It comes out now. It looks like it's Fife going inside 50. Beautiful kick. Hits Thor. Boss got on the chest. Is he in range? It doesn't matter. He goes short again. Finds Wiggins. He gets a bit of a shove. No 50. And Ryan Wiggins, return to the Lauderdale side this year. Has really added something to the forward line, hasn't he, Gilly? Another option for them.
Yeah, they've got a dynamic forward line, Lauderdale. A lot of options. Kick bags too.
Good work out of the middle. We'll get the hit-out stats there quickly, Groups.
12 to North Launceston, 8 to Lauderdale.
That's interesting. They've had a lot of work out of the centre so far. Here's Wiggins. Approaches the man on the mark. Delivers from about 45 out. Ryan Wiggins, no mistake. Goal number 6 to the Lauderdale Bombers. And they're having a great first quarter here at UTAS Stadium. 6-1-37. North Launceston 3-1-19.
Wow, what a start from Lauderdale. Those first 2 goals, you thought it might not have lasted, but 6-1 in the opening term up against the team everyone expects to be contending deep into September. Darren Winter would be wrapped with this, Dave.
It's been a good day for Lauderdale all round. Mercury Cup earlier, 13-8-86 Lauderdale. North Launceston 12-10-82. So a 4-point win in the curtain raiser to the Southern Bombers.
Big result there as Smith and Lee go up. Neither really gets much of it. It's Couch in and under. Tumbles out, but not for long. They'll wrap it back up, and it'll be another ball up right in the centre of the ground here at UTAS Stadium. It's been a frenetic start. 9 goals in total. Smith with a hand down. No Lauderdale runners there. Couch bustles in. It comes off his foot. And it's North Launceston who take it out, and they take it out nicely through Baker. Can't find an ally. He was looking for Holmer. They bustle in Lauderdale in numbers.
Round the grounds, Gilly. 2 tight contests. Tigers 42 lead Burnie 41. And at Windsor Park, Launceston 3-1-19, Devonport 2-1-13.
So it's 1 down by Lee. He finds Walsh, who gives it to Cox Goodyear. Just puts it down the line. It wasn't much of a kick in the finish. Bouncing out of play. And it'll be a throw-in the left forward pocket for North Launceston. So they look to answer Lauderdale here at UTAS Stadium.
Boundary throw-in. Players shielding their eyes from the sun. Sinks low in the horizon. Smith does well this occasion. Doesn't get it to advantage. Second effort though, gets a handball clear. It's taken there by Cox Goodyear. Here's Holmer. He's wrestled off the ball. Still no clean possession. Another ball up. 26 minutes gone in the first quarter. Lauderdale 6-1-37. North Launceston 3-1-19. And for our listeners, Lauderdale kicking to the town end of UTAS Stadium in the first quarter. Bathed in sunshine. This time it's Holmer. Ball comes to ground. Whitford, tackled by Walsh, holding the ball. Yes, it is. He had prior opportunity according to the umpire. Free kick, Bryce Walsh. One of the best players on the ground in this first quarter, been electric. Chance now off half-back. It's McGuinness. Clears into the centre of the ground. Over the head of the players. Foot race on. Chance here for Stanley. He can't pick it up. Gets the handball away, does he? Yes, he does. He gets it out. I think it's going to be a ball up here just forward to the centre. Umpire lets it go a while and decides to come in and ball it up. 18 points is the Southern Bombers lead. Third versus first. City Park Radio 103.7 and via the TSL live stream. Ball goes up. It falls to the front of the pack. Player tackled there is Franklin. Good tackle there from Walsh. Ball says the North Launceston supporters. Play on as Ponting takes possession. And we've got a bit of a quiet passage of play. Damian Gill, try and clear it out for us.
Here we go. Nat Franklin, he's had a good start as well as Bryce Walsh.
Fife.
Yeah.
Yep.
All their prime movers getting involved. So Lee and Smith, contest half. Smith takes the hands out and goes to Franklin, who's been their main option out of those stoppages. It comes long. They don't gather North Launceston. It was a good effort back there. But the mark not taken. But luckily for Rick DeSolder, it's a free kick. So that'll just be a bit of a let-off. So Rick DeSolder out of defence. A funny old kick. And straight to Fife. You don't want to give him freebies. So straight to Fife on the broadcast wing. Puts inside for Walsh, who's running hot. The Lauderdale captain has led by example so far in this one. Kicks into the 50. Siren beats Bell Chambers' mark. And Lauderdale will be happy with their start here at UTAS Stadium. A strong lead against the team that many favour for the premiership. North Launceston 3-1-19. Lauderdale 6-1-37.
Goal kickers, Gilly?
Yeah, we'll run through the goal kickers quickly for Lauderdale. Alex Heavey with an absolute cracking goal. Thor Boscott with a goal as well. Ryan Wiggins and Phil Bell Chambers the singles. The only multiple, Bryce Walsh with two, and two in the first 90 seconds, Dave. And for North Launceston, the goal kickers, Ponting, Burt and Jay Lockhart. So a fast start from Lauderdale here at UTAS Stadium. A really exciting game.
City Park Radio 103.7 and via the TSL live stream. We'll have a short break for a minute or so. We'll be back with a summary of the first quarter here. In the centre, the goal umpires have just waved at the white calicos to say that the score is correct, and it's 6-1-37 for Lauderdale, North Launceston at 3-1-19. Dave Gruber, tell us the team stats to quarter time.
Quarter time, Dave. Hit out's pretty even. 13 to North Launceston, 12 to Lauderdale. Lauderdale just on top with clearances though. They've got 12. North Launceston managed 8. Inside 50s in Lauderdale's favour again, 13 to 9. Marks inside 50. Lauderdale 5, North Launceston 3, and free kicks were 6 to Lauderdale, 4 to North Launceston in that quarter.
Okay, it's probably telling there, Gilly, that they've got on top in the midfield, haven't they? And that was their pattern of play right from that first bounce. I mean, they got that first goal within 30 seconds and a follow-up. And those players you mentioned, like Walsh and Fife, Nat Franklin, have been dynamic in the middle. And they probably had the better of the likes of Whitford and Mark Walsh. Yeah,
I think so. I think the clearance numbers paint the picture of the game so far. Nat Franklin in particular for me, he's been the option straight off the back of the pack and has got a lot of stuff started for Lauderdale. They've been really good and no surprise off the back of that. They've had more forward entries and they've made the most of them. 6-1, pretty clinical from a quarter of football, and North Launceston with some real work to do, to be honest. They're getting beaten around the ball, and we don't say that too much about the Northern Bombers.
The skills haven't been, they've been some good passage of play, especially those passes inside 50 to Zach Burt there, but they've turned the ball over a few times. Even towards the end of the quarter there, we saw a couple of times by foot. It's giving Lauderdale another opportunity.
Yeah, they're usually a really clean team, aren't they, Dave? And they haven't been hitting their targets up as nicely, and they haven't been able to get that fast footy going off the back of that because they're missing the first target more often than not. So I think that comes down to Lauderdale's pressure and their the way they've been able to move up and swarm in numbers. I think been a really impressive start for Lauderdale, and you've got to think Darren Winter right now in the huddle would be just chuffed with how things are progressing, and they've taken it right up to North Launceston, and they're in this game up to their eyeballs.
Certainly, I'm impressed with the half-back line of Lauderdale. The likes there of young Anderton, also McGuinness, Clevercamp. They've been strong as well.
Yeah, and Sutton, another one. They come up and they cut off attacks more often than not. So while you probably fancy North Launceston's forward line against them, they're not actually getting a chance because they're reading it really well and cutting it off and getting things moving. So they'd be very, very happy with how things are going, Lauderdale. North Launceston with some work to do, but we all know North Launceston have the weapons around the ball. They've just got to find more of the footy.
That's right. If they start getting on top in the middle, they've just got such beautiful skills there. The Coxgoodges, Whitford, Couch we've talked about. If they get on top in the middle, they're going to give the supply to Burt and Bennett, and they're still in this game well and truly.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a couple of times when they did get it out of the middle nicely, they hit Burt up on leads, and he looked really good. He looked dangerous. So if they can get it out of the middle quickly and use it nicely by foot, which we know Couch and Lockhart and these types can, they can cut Lauderdale apart. It's when they've got a bit of time, Lauderdale, they can work off their forwards and actually chop it off. And that's the tale of the tape so far.
Other scores, interesting score from West Park. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle all day, but Tigers just starting to get in front in the third quarter. They're 8-7-55 to Burnie 5-12-42. So Burnie a bit inaccurate there. Possibly have cost them a lead in that game. Windsor Park, it's not all one-way traffic. It's Launceston 4-1-25, Devonport 2-1-13. And as we mentioned, the score here, 6-1-37 Lauderdale, North Launceston 3-1-19. Earlier today, let's look at the Mercury Cup scores. Here we saw, you thought it was a bit of an upset there, Gilly. Lauderdale 13-8-86 defeated North 12-10-82.
Yeah, it was an upset, but it's tough to know what an upset is anymore in footy with the way competitions are going, the AFL, the TSL, the Mercury Cup. It's a tight competition. It's exciting. Anyone can beat anyone any given week.
Okay, down on the boundary line, we've got our boundary rider, Craig Boone, who's been out, I think, to the North Launceston huddle. What have you got to report to us, please, Craig?
Thanks, Dave. Yes, I have indeed been out to the North huddle. Tom Couch fairly calm still, but two things he's looking for this quarter is he wants them to be more aggressive when they've got the ball in defence. They need to really man up on their plays. He said they're giving them too much latitude, giving them a couple of metres is too much, so they really need to tighten up there. And when they do get it down to forward line, really try and lock it in so they can get opportunities when the ball comes into the forward line.
Booney, the conditions down there, we saw Lauderdale kick 6 goals to the town end. Is there any perceptible breeze advantage?
No, certainly not an advantage, Dave. No, very, very little breeze to speak of, and it's not favouring either end.
Okay, so we'll hear from you again at half-time. Thanks very much, Craig.
No worries. Thanks, Dave.
That's Craig Boone down on the boundary line. So Couch there, it doesn't sound like he's panicking. He's going to stick to the game plan and try and get back into this game.
No, he's pretty strong on what he wants from his team. Even post-game last week, suffering a loss against Clarence, he was calm. He takes the learning out of situations. So I think that quarter would just be another learning situation for North Launceston, and I'd expect a spirited response here, Dave.
City Park Radio 103.7, Dave Mohr, Damian Gill and David Gruber with Craig Boone on the boundary line. Also via the TSL live stream. Hope you're enjoying the action. A very entertaining first quarter. It's the Lauderdale Bombers by 18 points. Second quarter action, here's Damian Gill.
So up they go. It's Lee who gets a hand on it ahead of Smith, but it's straight to Bill Chambers. 1-2 with Franklin, and Bill Chambers out of the middle, a tumbling ball. It suits Lauderdale better. Bryce Walsh, he couldn't start the second like he did the first, could he? He can't get this one out. Hill finds Fife, who gets it out of the contest, but it's straight to Walsh of the opposition. They move it forward, North Launceston, but they're cut off early. It's a big crunching tackle by Smith, and it'll be up again for another ball up. Sorry.
Nat Franklin in the mix there again, Gilly. He's hard as a cat's head, as they say in there.
He is indeed. The ball goes up, swatted down. Lauderdale's way. Bill Chambers on the boot. And North Launceston out of trouble there. Mark out of defence. It's dropped off to, I think it's Couch out there. He goes to Baker. Baker moves it up the broadcast wing, finds Bennett, slides in and takes it nicely. Inside, there's Couch. Collects, so they haven't moved too far here, North Launceston. Lauderdale swarming in numbers. Over the top they go. It's a good ball, and it's Baker once more. So they inch down this broadcast wing. North Launceston, decent ball, looking for Bennett or Burt. Finds the ladder. It's out through Clevercamp, but not too far as Bennett comes back in. A timely involvement. McManus over for Alex Hill. He swarmed on. Ponting collects him. It'll be a ball up. Deep in attack for North Launceston.
Carlin Baker's an interesting player, Gilly. He's really building into his season. Ex-Storm player. Sort of a fringe player early in the year, but a well-built player and really doing well on the back line for North Launceston.
So Homer with a hit out down. It's 1 by 5. He's in and under, and that's no surprise. He loves it tough. A little pocket rocket. Dylan Fife, one of the players of the season.
Yeah, he's had a really improved year, hasn't he? As
He
it's
is.
a ball up. Holmer gets it towards Couch, towards the boundary line. So, bit of a contrast to the start of the first quarter. We saw 2 goals in 90 seconds. It's not been a great standard of play in this first minute or two. As it's a boundary throw in. Good 1-2. Holmer does well, gets it down to Cox Goodyer. Whitford at his feet, can't pick it up. Tackle to the ground. Ball starts to emerge. Lost in congestion once again. Umpire comes in. Umpire McEntee. Tom McEntee, also a first grade cricketer for Launceston Cricket Club. First year of TSL umpiring. Ball up. Holmer tries to find Cox Goodyer. It's bouncing around. Back to Cox Goodyer. Tries to burst through Walsh. Tries to break a second tackle. Gets a short distance kick only as far as McManus. Kicks high in the air up towards the wing. Havea's there. He knocks it to the ground. There's Josh Roberts. He can't pick it up. Can't escape the pack. So it'll be a ball up. Sorry, that's Jordan Roberts. Beg your pardon. Ex-Clarence player, I think, Gilly?
Ex-Tigers player.
Ex-Tigers
so
player,
there's another Jordan Roberts that plays at Clarence. So it is a bit confusing as Smith palms it down. Looking for Nat Franklin again. He's had a fair bit of it, Nat Franklin, but a pack forms. And once again, a ball up. Centre wing here in the broadcast position. So Hayden Smith and Alex Lee, they'll collide. Lee comes out with it, but not very far. It's Franklin, who spins and kicks, and Donnelly collects this one, gets better body position on Havea. Just nudges inside, not the best kick, but Foon capable and able to mop it up. Goes back for Donnelly, and that one was a long way from his best as he kicks it straight into the sliding arms of Smith. So Smith again on centre wing, this broadcast side, fair bit of play has taken place on this side. Goes back for Anderton in the helmet. The number 18 for Lauderdale switches it up and finds Alex Hill. He'll find McGuinness on the far side. So Josh McGuinness, the former Lion, looks to bring it out of defence. No panic. Looking for Sutton. He does his best to create a contest. The kick let him down. Tumbles out of play and it'll be a throw in, Dave.
Centre wing on the eastern side of the ground. Railway wing, as it's sometimes called. Don't say it very often because it's hard to say. Railway wing. Boundary throw in. Hayden Smith up against Lee. Falls to the front. Here it is now with Mark Walsh. What's the delivery like? It's not too bad inside towards Burt. Falls to the back. Here's Alex Hill. Up the wing. Mark taken there by Williams for the Lauderdale Bombers. Small smattering of spectators there on the far side in the nice winter sunshine. Williams leans back on the kick. Up to the wing to a contest. Players fly high. Smith can't take the mark. Here's Foon. Handball now to Lockhart across half back. Pushed as he kicks it. Play on now. Is it to advantage? Yes, it is. Umpire calling play on as Jack Event picks it up. Kicks towards the wing to Caelan Baker. Takes the mark on his chest. Plays on immediately. Kicks laterally and finds Taylor Whitford. Whitford short distance kick. Oh, it's a hand in there. Wasn't a good one because it's now fallen to McManus. To Wish Wilson. To Anderton. And Anderton takes the mark from the short distance kick on half back. Mitchell Anderton, second year of senior football in the TSL. Kicks up towards the wing. Walsh knocks it away from Ponting. Contest now. Ponting, short handball to Couch. Further afield now to Foon. Breaks the tackle. Back to Ponting. To Lockhart. Big players for North Launceston combining. Up here towards Holmer. He misjudges it, but beautifully roving there is Tom Couch. Kicks the goal square. Burt over his head, and it bounces through for a behind. And it's North Launceston 3-2-20. Lauderdale 6-1-37. First score, I think, of this second quarter.
It is indeed, Dave, and they'll bring it out of defence. First kick, an easy one, finds McGuinness. So Couch there, we see the way he reads the game is like very few in this competition. Read it off hands very nicely. Just couldn't quite track down Burt. It's a kick inside now. Finds Clevercamp. Right around 50, defensive 50 for Lauderdale. Out for Sutton. Takes it on his chest. So they just move it on the far wing here at UTAS Stadium. Sun beaming in. A lovely day for footy. High up and under kick. It's fisted down and won well by Franklin. He's been brilliant so far. Kick into the 50, not his best though. Lets down Boscott. He's led to the ball.
Rick DeSolder, I think it is, Gill.
It was Rick DeSolder that collected that one, and he goes out and finds Cox Goodyear. It's been fairly subdued. He gets a bit on this kick. Oh, sells a teammate into trouble. Bryce Walsh in there. Wins it for Lauderdale, and they're out through hands. Fife can't quite find his target, and McManus comes back in to win it, as does Walsh. And there's a bit of rough and tumble in and under. It'll be a ball up just on the square, the far side of the square here at UTAS Stadium. North Launceston 3-2-20. Lauderdale 6-1-37. Ball up. It's a nice hit out, straight down for Franklin. Sutton down the line. It's fisted on, and it's gathered. Foon takes it for North Launceston, finds Lee in space. So they work it down the far wing. Just a nudgy little ball inside. Finds Mansell. Over the top he goes. You find Harrison. He finds a vent. He'll get running on the far wing. He's got Boscott in pursuit. He goes long, looking for Bird. It's over his head. It's Baker who sniffs an opportunity. He wraps up Clevercamp in the square. Hands out Clevercamp. Somehow got away with it. Anderton now. So they scurry out of defence, Lauderdale. Looking for Sutton. It's Couch who wins it. Hands over the top. It's nicely done, and nicely done indeed by Walsh. He kicks into the 50, and it's a mark by Alex Hill. It'll be taken back. It'll be a free kick, in fact, this time for Josh McGuinness. So I think it was dealt with by Burt in the contest, but yet again we see Couch. He hasn't had too much of it so far today, but when he does, it generally ends up in an inside 50 for North Launceston.
McGuinness goes short, and he finds Scott Hill, the number 37, about 20 metres out from his defensive goal. Kick short, and mark taken there by number 12 for Lauderdale. That's Liam Mohr. He kicks poorly, looking for Williams. It's out of bounds, 70 metres around from the North Launceston goal, so a very quiet, congested start to this second quarter. Not a lot of scoring. In fact, we've only had one behind so far in the first 9.5 minutes. Complete contrast to the first quarter. Here's Liam Mohr. He goes up unopposed, but he can't get the hit away. Knocked further by Franklin. In pursuit there is Bell Chambers. He's beaten to the ball by Event, and it spills out of bounds. Yeah, what a contrast to the first quarter, Damian. And
yeah. It's funny game of football, isn't it? But I think it'd be suiting Lauderdale because most of the ground position has been towards North Launceston's end.
Boundary throw in. It's Surveyor up against Lee. Here's Couch and Franklin. Lee gets it. Player trying to escape there is tackled. Ball says the crowd. Franklin now, short distance kick. Easy chest mark is dropped on the far side. Surveyor's in there. He loses possession. Here's Mark Walsh. With that left foot of his, kicks up towards half forward looking for Holmer. In fact, the left foot lets him down on this occasion, uncharacteristically by Mark Walsh. It's out of bounds on the full. And they can break here, Lauderdale. Here's Stanley. Goes backwards towards the wing, finds Fife. Fife back inside defensive 50. Ethan Wish-Wilson. And here's Alex Hill taking the mark. Still deep in defence for Lauderdale. They're finding it difficult to break out of this defensive 50. Goes short. And he finds a teammate across half-back.
And Ed Stanley. So Stanley, they're just struggling to get it out of the 50 here, Lauderdale. This kick up the wing, looking for Heavey. He does well. Contests it nicely with Harrison. Harrison can't escape. Heavey back in. Hands out for Franklin. Oh, he turns them and burns them and puts it down the line. His kick found wanting. It's Pearce who takes it out and finds his skipper in Whitford. Long down the line. It's Baker who contends for it. And then it's a scurrying kick from Denman. Down the line finds Homer. So they're inside 50 here now, North Launceston. And they can sniff a goal. It'd be the first goal of this, the second term. He opts to pass off and finds Bennett, who takes a strong grab. So a good kick inside by Homer. Bennett will shoot for his first goal of the game and North Launceston's fourth.
To coin a phrase, that pass had to be centimetre perfect, and it was.
Yeah, he nailed it, didn't he, Homer?
Inside 50s groups this quarter.
North Launceston have already bettered their first quarter inside 50 total. They got 10, Lauderdale 4, but neither team is efficient with those entries as they were in the first quarter.
So Bennett comes on in. Kicks it nicely straight through the middle. So a goal for North Launceston, the first in the second term here at UTAS Stadium. North Launceston 4 goals, 2-26. Lauderdale 6 goals, 1-37.
Well, they needed that, didn't they, Gilly? It goes without saying. They needed so much inside 50 play in the second quarter for no reward, and that brings them right back into the game. Margin now at just 11 points. Scoreboard's a bit slow updating. But, of course, the scoreboard on the live stream is going well, isn't it, Gilly? You're in charge today. You're right on top of it. Back in the centre. Lee up against Smith. Falls to Whitford. Walsh fumbles a little bit. Has to get butter up. He gets it now. He's tackled by Mark Walsh. Gets the handball away. As McGuinness can't gather. Tackles his opponent to the ground. The ball up. Just slightly attacking side of the centre circles. North Launceston into attack. And it's 11-point lead to Lauderdale. Ball up. Franklin's in there again. He's been hard at it all day. So is Bryce Walsh. North Launceston can't break free. This might be holding the ball here. Wait and see. Yes, it is. They just dwelled on it a bit long there, the Northern Bombers. Free kick to Lauderdale. It's with McManus. He goes short. He finds Ed Stanley. Stanley thinks about going. Now he does. Kicks up towards Havea. Stops and props. Almost reads it well. Fumbles. Here's Anderton now, close to the boundary line. He's over. Boundary throw in. Right in front of the interchange area. Don't forget at half time we've got a report from Windsor Park coming up from Matt Hill. Launceston versus Devonport.
I'm interested to see what's going on there as well, because apparently Sam Lonergan coaching from the bench.
Okay. A bit of a rest today. Not taking his place on the field at all.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. Here's Ed Stanley. Breaks a couple of tackles. Short distance kick only as far as Cox Goodyer to Couch. They work it out now through Caelan Baker. High kick up the wing. Flyers wanted. Bert's in there, so's Bennett. Over the boundary line. Boundary throw in. It's North Launceston 4-2-26. Lauderdale 6-1-37. Been playing 14 minutes in this second quarter. City Park Radio 103.7 and via the TSL live stream. Here's Damian Gill.
Ball to be thrown in. Smith and Lee battling for it again. Smith under it. Lee with the hand down. Can't find Couch. Smith gets the hands out. Is won back by Whitford. Gets a tumbling ball inside 50 into the pocket. It bounces out of play, so it'll be a throw in. So North Launceston gain some yardage down the broadcast wing. They're inside 50 and they'll be wanting to kick their fifth. They're right back in this contest. So thrown in. Homer and Wish-Wilson. Wish-Wilson with a fist. Can't find Heavey. It's Cox Goodyear who hustles and bustles, wins the ball, but he's wrapped up. And he's holding the ball,
gee.
so I think he's punished for diving on it there, Brad Cox Goodyear, but he definitely wanted it the most. Hands off from Heavey. Finds Stanley down the line over Smith's head. It tumbles out of play.
Round the grounds quickly, Gilly. Tigers 11-11-77. Burnie 7-13-55. Launceston 7-4-46. Devonport 2-1-13.
Thrown in again. Smith and Lee to contend once more. It's a hard contest. Smith tries to bring it out. He comes in and Cox Goodyear under it. Fife with a kick, not going far. Whitford under it, takes the mark, and he's collected in the process. That'll be 50. It will be 50. So it was Jordan Roberts who was far too late on that one, Dave. He obviously thought it wasn't 15. Whitford will be almost in goal-scoring territory.
Yeah, not far away. I doubt whether he'll have a... No, I think he will probably pass it off here. He might go to the square. Plenty of leads. He's been beckoned to come around on the mark, so if he kicks for goal, he'll be about 55 out. No, he does go short and delivers to Cox Goodyear. In fact, it's Couch. Mark not taken. Kicked up towards the goal square. A few players shoved in the back there. It falls to the back. Opportunity for North Launceston if they can get possession. Scott Hill's got it. Oh, it's kicked off the ground. I think that's a goal. No, it's not. Off hands. She must have been just a hand in there at the last moment by Ed Stanley. We're a long way away, but, oh, gee, that must have been a marginal call. Brighton Denman was the man in the goal square there. Anyway, it's play on. Here's Stanley. Goes short to the far side and finds a teammate over there in Ethan Wish-Wilson, who I know his father is listening today and watching, on the live stream. Short now to Scott Hill. This way, that away, round Burt. Goes short. Has to be pinpoint pass, and it is. Finds his teammate there in Raymond Hill. He kicks up to the wing, and Mark dropped there from North Launceston. They do recover. That's Tyron Mansell to Hayden Goss. Now Jack Events got it, centre wing. Plays on straight away. Looks for and finds Cox Goodyear. He's in range if he delivers. Cox Goodyear to the 50. He's got it, has he? No, it's just away to the right. One behind. And they're peppering the goals at the moment.
They are indeed.
Tell me the score because the scoreboard's wrong.
So it's, what are we, 27 now.
27.
4-4-27. As it's Foon with the ball, spins inside and finds Cox Goodyear. He gets a big boot on it. Oh, and it's almost a great clunk from Bennett. Actually, it's been paid.
Yeah. He did enough, I think. Bit of a marginal one.
Sorry, just to correct, 4-4-28. As the ball's just chipped on in from, it was Zach Bird actually. So, North Launceston, they're on top in this second term.
They certainly are. Just probably haven't got the reward on the scoreboard though, have they?
No, they haven't. Mark Walsh might just send through a telling blow here. So, Walsh, distance not a trouble. No wind to speak of. Marches on in. Left side of the 50. Kicks it nicely, kicks it truly. And North Launceston get another. So they're up and about here at UTAS Stadium right in this ball game.
Yeah, 5 individual goal kickers now for the Northern Bombers. Mark Walsh, Bennett, Ponting, Burt and Lockhart have hit the scoreboard. And speaking of the scoreboard, it's 5-4-34. Northern Bombers 6-1-37 Lauderdale. They've been playing about 19 minutes in this second quarter. Hasn't been the same sort of quarter that the first quarter was with, I think we had 9 goals kicked in that first quarter. We've only seen the 2, but it's become a real tight tussle here at UTAS Stadium. Holmer gets it down. He's in the ruck at the moment. Ponting's got it. Quick handball. Player tackle to the ground there. Walsh goes in hard. He might have infringed. Yes, holding the man, says the umpire. Dylan Fife will take the free kick. Right on the edge of the centre square. RACT stand side of the ground. Goes short to Bryce Walsh. He thinks about cruising off the mark now. He's invited to play on. Goes short at the bootlaces there of Fife. Gets it to Anderton. Anderton's tackled. Here's Fife. Gets it backwards. I think this is Reece Sutton, beg your pardon, before. So Reece Sutton's got it. Alex Hill goes back to his defensive 50 to Scott Hill. Gets it further now to Ethan Wish-Wilson. He's on half back. He's got some space now. Kicks to advantage and a good mark taken there by Jordan Roberts. Handball straight away to a teammate. There and Ed Stanley. He shrugs a couple of tackles, kicks inside 50. A rare inside 54 ray for Lauderdale this quarter. Back now to Richter Solder. He's tackled over the boundary line. In fact, Grooves, we might get the inside 50 stats for this quarter.
15 to North Launceston, 5 to Lauderdale.
Wow, that's a big disparity, Damian Gill.
Yeah, that paints the picture, doesn't it, Dave? North Launceston right on top here and only 3 points behind. So, ball to be thrown in. It's Mohr and Holmer. Mohr with the hit out down. No Lauderdale players under it. Cox Goodyear instead. Gets it out through a bit of help from Event. Down the line it goes. It can't gather the mark, and it's stolen nicely by Clever Camp. Gets it on the boot, looking for Mohr. And Donnelly does well. Gets across and fists it over for yet another throw in. So North Launceston 5-4-34. Lauderdale 6-1-37 yet to score in this second quarter.
They haven't had any marks inside 50 this quarter either, Gilly, for Lauderdale.
So ball in. Homer with a hit out. Whitford on the boot. Comes outside their defensive 50. Lauderdale numbers there. They race across. And it trickles out of play. Pearton trying to get control of it. Couldn't. And out it goes.
He's had a quiet day, Connor Pearton. Started the season well, but he needs to do a bit more today.
So the scoreboard fixed now, Dave.
Beautiful.
As it comes in. Homer and Franklin of all people. Franklin did well coming in late. Cox Goodyear with a hand over his head. Play on. It was a free kick for Lauderdale and out on the far side. They'll get it moving.
I think it might have been out of bounds, was it?
It was out of play.
Young Williams there.
Young Williams tried to just keep it
Hold
alive.
on.
It's actually not sure where that one came from,
I think
Dave.
there might have been a bit of lip there. I think there might have been a bit of consternation about the decision, which expressed, and free kick to North Launceston.
That could be costly for Lauderdale. They haven't had many chances in this second term. They've got to make the most of their forays forward. So North Launceston with the ball. The defensive half.
Now, umpire Nick Butler has a notebook out. There might be a
Yes.
bit more trouble there for Josh Williams. We'll wait and see on that one. He's certainly put the notebook back in his sock. Groobs is nodding there. Bit of a report, I think, there, Gilly.
Interesting.
Might have been for language, I'd suggest.
Not what you want to see, particularly if you coach Darren Winter and they're looking good moving it forward. So out of defence it comes. Long bomb down the wing. Homer under it. He's dealt with and he'll get a free kick. So right on the wing, Homer with the ball. Homer just dinks over the top. Finds Walsh.
He's had a good quarter, Gilly. He's really got into the game.
He's heating up, isn't he, Walsh? Looks inside. A ball inside 50. Bennett and... Oh, it's gone over the top. And it's taken terrifically by Baker. It looked like it was set for Bennett. And it just went over his head. And Baker was sitting there gleefully and just took it on his chest.
As I said earlier, Gilly, he's one of the most improved players in North Launceston this year. He's an ex-Storm player. I've seen him play a lot down back, but he's been in the forward 50 a lot today. So certainly had an influence in today's game.
He has indeed. So Baker strolls on in. Looking for his first of the afternoon. Off the right, coming. It's offline and across the face. So a behind to North Launceston. 5-5-35. Lauderdale 6-1-37.
It's only a 2-point margin here at UTAS Stadium. Getting close to half-time. Long kick outside 50. Big pack of players. It's going to fly over the back now to Lockhart. This way, that away. Now on his right boot. Skimming pass up towards attacking 50. Not a good one. It's out of bounds. So boundary throw in. It'll be about 60 metres around from the North Launceston goal. Hope you're enjoying the TSL live stream today. Match of the day. North Launceston versus Lauderdale. First versus third. Check the other scores in a little while. Some good contests around Tasmania. Glenorchy and Hobart City coming up later on. As Couch kicks the kick inside 50 off his left. Only falls as far as Ed Stanley. He feigns the handball. Now he's in a bit of trouble. Goes backwards into his defensive goal square. It's big Hayden Smith. The big fella kicks high. The far side of the ground. Oh, big leap there from Cleaver Camp, I think it was. So it comes over the back. Pearton hands to Whitford. Whitford off a step. He's going to find Jack Event. He's a long way out. 2 kicks out from goal. Now, will he go long to the square or look to square it up? Jack Event, tagger from North Launceston. Kicks inside 50. Over the top. Chance. Player tackled immediately. Releases the ball. That was Baker. Falls to Anderton. He's tackled. Desperate times here for Lauderdale. Get it out to Stanley. Stanley gets it to a teammate who clears outside 50. There'll be a strong contest there at the half-forward line for North Launceston. Kick out of congestion. Here's a chance for Jordan Roberts. Goes off his knee towards the boundary line. Trickling. Out of bounds. just the attacking side of the wing for North Launceston. And they trail 5-5-35, Lauderdale 6-1-37.
Bit disappointing. Roberts couldn't gather there. They would have really been on Lauderdale. Space and numbers on that far side wing, but not to be. So throw in. Under it is Mohr and Lee. Lee with the hit out. Down for Cox Goodyear. But he fumbles, and it's out of play for another throw.
The game hasn't reached the heights of the first quarter, has it, Gilly?
No,
Really?
it's been a lot more congested. The clearances, I'd be interested to see the numbers around that in a minute.
That's one for you, Groobs. Next stoppage.
So it's thrown on in. Lee and Mohr. Mohr with a hit out down for Walsh. He's immediately wrapped up, but he manages just to get it out to Franklin. He's knocked as he kicks. As a result, it's a turnover. North Launceston ball.
Groobs, quickly, the clearances.
6 to North Launceston, 7 to Lauderdale.
Okay, pretty even. It's half-time.
Half time.
Half-time here at University of Tasmania Stadium. Only a 26-minute quarter on that second quarter. And it's Lauderdale 6-1-37, maintaining a lead over North Launceston 5-5-35. Actually a scoreless quarter that quarter for Lauderdale. That was their score at quarter time. So they haven't scored in that second quarter, whereas North Launceston were 3-1-19. So they've put on 2 goals for in that second quarter to trail now by just 2 points. Gilly, give us the goal kickers there.
The goal kickers for North Launceston, all singles. Walsh, Bennett, Ponting, Burt and Lockhart. So 5 goals for them. For the visiting Lauderdale Bombers, the only multiple goal kicker was Bryce Walsh, 2 in the first 90 seconds. Bell Chambers, Wiggins, Boscott and Heedy have also got on the board with singles.
As the little tackers are on the ground for the half-time, it's always a highlight to come on and play on the arena that your heroes have just come off. Gilly, how are you seeing things? It was, as I said, a high-standard, free-flying first quarter. Second quarter more congested. North Launceston had most of the play, but just probably didn't get the reward on the scoreboard that we'll look at the inside 50s for that second quarter. They had 18-8, and they just didn't quite get that reward, did they?
They didn't get the reward, and Lauderdale made it tough for them, but North Launceston definitely had their way of the second quarter. It was a completely different ball game compared to the first. No worries about that. The first quarter was a lot more free-flowing, a lot clear movement out of the clearances, and really Lauderdale were on top, but they couldn't get their game going in that second quarter. And it's an interesting one. If North Launceston continue that sort of intensity and keep moving things in their forward 50, you'd think they'd get on top on the scoreboard before too long, Dave.
Groups, just before we head back to the studio, just some half-time stats there, or the second quarter team stats for us.
Second quarter team stats. Hit-outs, North Launceston 12, Lauderdale 11. Clearances 6 to 7. Lauderdale's favour there. Inside 50s, I just mentioned 18 to North Launceston, 8 to Lauderdale. Marks inside 50. That quarter 4 for North Launceston, none for Lauderdale, and free kicks 4 to North Launceston, 6 to Lauderdale in that quarter.
No marks inside 50 for Lauderdale. That first quarter they were taking some marks inside there and scoring freely, but North Launceston defence and the midfield also got on top that quarter.
Yeah, and that is where the change was made in midfield. The likes of Walsh really got on top
Absolutely,
in there.
yep.
So, yes.
Half time here at UTAS Stadium. We're going to take a break, and when we come back after the break, we'll welcome Anthony Taylor, the Tasmanian State coach, and also we'll hear from Matt Hill at Windsor Park. But for now, we'll take a break here from UTAS Stadium. Back to UTAS Stadium, and it's half-time here in this crucial clash between North Launceston and Lauderdale. It's Lauderdale 6-1-37, leading North Launceston 5-5-35. Progress score from the West Park. It's the Tigers 12-11-83, leading Burnie 9-13-67. That's into the last quarter. And we'll hear from Matt Hill in a moment at Windsor Park. But the last score we have there is 8-7-55, Launceston at Devonport 3-2-20. We'll hear from Matt in just a moment. But it's with great pleasure we present to you here at City Park Radio and the TSL live stream at halftime the Tasmanian coach, Anthony Taylor. G'day, Ant. Pleased to have you on board.
Yeah, nice to be.
And how do you see the game here at halftime?
Yeah, look, I think Lauderdale obviously in the first quarter were outstanding, and they were great round the clearances. And in that quarter, I think North got back on top through the midfield, especially in the clearance areas and around the contested footy. And the question is, can Lauderdale sustain what they've done in the first half for the duration of the game? Because we know North will run the game out really well, so that'll be the telling factor in the game, I reckon.
Week out from the big game, Ant. How's preparations been for the boys?
Yeah, excellent. The boys have been terrific, and we've had 3 positive training sessions with 2 more to go, and cutting the squad from the 32 we've got at the moment down to 26 over the next day is certainly going to be a tough job, but one that, you know, we're looking forward to and can't wait.
Is it a bit of a nerve-wracking round, this one, just hoping that there's nobody gets injured or everyone's available for next week?
Yeah, look, you do, but at the same time, I just want to see blokes playing good footy, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what we've got here today. Most of the boys in the state squad are all playing some good footy, in patches especially, but yeah, the second half will tell a bigger story, I reckon.
We noticed Bart McCulloch was a late withdrawal today from the north side. What do you know about his injury? Is it just a minor thing?
Yeah, I think it's pretty minor. He's just pulled up a bit sore after last week's game, so I'm pretty sure he'll be right to go next week.
So obviously a fair few boys in the squad in this game today. Do you watch on, and is selection at a place where it's sort of delicately poised, and if they play well, they may get themselves in the squad?
Yes, absolutely. But like I said last week, it doesn't all hinge on one game. It's a consistency across the first 9 or 10 rounds, and that's what I'm looking for again today. Like you'll see, Nat Franklin's been outstanding around the clearances early. So what I'll be looking for is, can he sustain that for the rest of the game?
It's been a great battle in the midfield today, hasn't it? We thought that Lauderdale had the best of it in the first quarter, got off to that flying start, but they've tightened up in the second quarter. Really impressed with Mark Walsh. He's a player that's one of the most improved players in the competition.
Yeah, he is, and he's a line breaker. When he receives the footy, he breaks lines. He's a beautiful user of the footy on both sides, and he can certainly hit the scoreboard as well. So he's a great player, and he's certainly in line for next week.
Neefel team, obviously, next week. How much research have you done on that? What do you know about Neefel, and what can we expect from them, I guess? Yeah,
they're a quality outfit. They've got a lot of quality individuals, and that's what we're expecting. So we know that we're going to be up against it with the quality of personnel they've got, and certainly the size of players they've picked in their squad. But at the same time, are they going to have the intensity and the endeavour that our boys are going to have? I don't know. They're representing it themselves in their competition, but our boys are representing the state, and they've got a lot to play for, and they've certainly trained accordingly too, which is a great sign going into next week. But that's not the be-all and end-all. I think what's been left out of a lot of discussions is the quality of ball users and genuine footballers we've got in the state, and yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to the boys showcasing that next week, not just tackle, pressure and endeavour.
On a personal level, and what does it mean to coach the Tasmanian side? With all that history of, the years gone by, the 1990 wins and the 1960s, and what does it mean personally to coach the Tasmanian team?
Oh, look, you can just sum it up in one word, and that's an honour. It's an honour to be thought of, to be honest, let alone to be given the job. I've certainly stress that to the boys. It's got to be an honour to pull the Guernsey on, but to have the opportunity to lead these guys is certainly something that I'll look back on in years to come and be very proud that I've been able to do it.
The midfield must give you sleepless nights almost, I reckon, Ant. There's so many good midfielders performing in this competition at the moment. How do you pick the starting midfield?
It's hard because we've got so many of the same player across the state, and it's probably a deficiency we have within our squad. We've got so many of the same, and there's going to be some good players playing some good footy that are stiff to miss out, but unfortunately 30 doesn't go into 22, and And I just hope we make the right call, but, you know, all we can do is go with our gut feel on selection and players that are playing well, and, yeah, the rest will take care of itself next week.
What is the structure of next week as far as selection's concerned and training?
Yeah, well, the NEFL can come down with 23 players, and if they're all fit and healthy on Saturday morning, they can play 23. So we won't know till 2 hours before the game. So we'll cut the squad down to 26 or maybe even 27 at most, and we'll go into next Saturday with 23 players and 3 emergencies.
So how many training sessions we got before the big game? And I guess are you looking in your selection of players, not just their performances on field, but how much the map means to them?
Yeah, it does. It does. And also we need to ensure we pick the right mix. I mean, we can't just pick 15 midfielders. We need role players, and we've got to make sure we get that right. So what we've been able to do is select a squad of, which is down to 34 or 32 at the moment, I'm not sure. But players that are really playing good footy, and they're tough and hard at the contest, and that's what we've gone with. And we hope out of that, the 23 that we pick can fit the bill for next week. So we'll cut that down, train Tuesday night at UTAS Stadium, and then on Friday night we train down at Bell Reef.
Now, we've got obviously our TSL live stream listeners today, and a lot of them are down south watching this game. What would you say to people about getting along next week and trying to get a crowd to cheer the boys along? Because I know representative football, we're not going to get the crowds that we once got, but it'd be great to get a lot of supporters there, wouldn't it?
It would be. These guys are putting everything into their footy to represent the state. We've obviously got some quality players over in the AFL system, but let's get along and see these local boys show their wares. And it's not an overstatement, but we are a really passionate Tasmanian state, and to pull the Guernsey on is something that the guys are really honoured to do. So what they'll see, the supporters next week, is a group of players that will give anything to be there and treat it like it's their last opportunity. So come along and have a look and really support the boys and get in behind it. There's no other footy on, so can't wait.
Just to widen things out, because obviously in your role as Tasmanian State coach, you've watched a lot of TSL footy.
Yep.
How are you seeing the competition at the moment? Surely the evenness of the competition is fantastic.
Yeah, it is good, and that's exactly what you want. You want a great even competition, as you see in the AFL now. Anyone can beat anyone, but you just want to be able to see these young players, and not only young, the older players, with an opportunity to play at the best level possible. And the thing that I'd like to see more people to the footy. And we need to get along and support this great brand, and give these kids every chance to grow in the state and grow this competition, which I think is an outstanding comp. Let's get along and support it.
Because Gilly, in a couple of weeks, we've got a huge game in the north of the state, haven't we? And the way the two northern teams are travelling at the moment, the Launceston versus North Launceston game on the 23rd of June, it should be a big one.
Should be a really cracking rivalry, especially off the back of what Launceston did last week against Glenorchy. I don't think anyone saw that coming. It's really exciting competition at the moment, isn't it, Ian?
It is, and the North Launceston game they've been great tussles over the years, and from 1985 through to 2004, Launceston had never beaten North Launceston in a practice match or roster match once over them 20 years, and then it's been about 10 years the other way after that. So yeah, there's a great rivalry there, and get along and watch it.
You must be pleased with the calibre of coaches we've got at the moment, the likes of Sam Lonigan and Tom Couch up here in the north. But throughout the state, the coaches are vitally important, not only attracting players, but keeping a culture going of playing at the highest level. Yeah,
it is great. It's to see guys like Sam Lonigan and that come back to their where they played their grassroots footy growing up, and it certainly only makes the competition better.
Just before we finish up with Ant, we've got a couple more questions, but just some round the ground scores. Tigers 13-12-90, Burnie 11-14-80, still playing. It's a tight one, Gilly. And also Launceston 55 lead Devonport 20. So down the line, I hear that we've got Cam Brown ready. Cam, are you with us? Or is it Matt? We've got somebody on the line there. It's Matt. It's Matt Hill. Thanks, Matt. I wasn't sure it was Matt or Cam. So, Matt, you're at Windsor Park this afternoon. Tell us the story to half-time.
Tell us the story to half-time. The story to half-time is that the Tigers have been playing well. They've been Yeah, Launceston have really lifted in the second half there. It was a bit of a scrappy first quarter with both teams not really using the ball very well, but Launceston leading by 35 at the moment. Jordan Harris has kicked 2 and is the leading goal kicker along with James Gill 2, and Sam Lonergan was a late out for the Blues, so he's just been left on the bench to do some coaching. But so far it's been pretty tightly contested, and the tackling's been really good, but Launceston have been the dominant side, and Devonport will have to play very well to get back in the game.
What do you think the Blues have got on top of the Magpies, Matt?
The Blues really just have outside run has been really a big factor. Brody Powellman and his ability to run away from the packs has been really dominant. And really, Devonport have really struggled to really hit up their targets and push the ball forward. But it's been a battle of the midfields, and at the moment, Hamish Leadham for the ruck has really been dominating, and Jay Blackberry's been best on ground for the first half. So, Devonport really need to just use their ball a lot better than what they have been, and hopefully gets a bit of outside run to stop the Blues.
And Matt, Mitch Thorpe, has he played mainly up forward, or has he played a little bit on the ball?
No, Mitch Thorpe, he's been playing up forward. He's looked dangerous once the ball's got inside 50, but he has booed 1 goal for the game. But apart from that, he's been fairly quiet. He would have only had about half a dozen touches, but he might push into the ruck in the second half to hopefully stop Leedman's dominance in the middle. But hopefully there.
Matt, just repeating that halftime score again.
Half-time score, Launceston lead 8-7-55 to Devonport 3-2-20.
Thanks very much there to Matt Hill at Windsor Park, and we'll hear from Matt once again at full time here at UTAS Stadium, where the score is Lauderdale 6-1-37, North Launceston 5-5-35, and down on the boundary we've got Craig Boone.
Hi Dave, yes, I've been into the Lauderdale rooms at half-time. Darren Winter going through quite a few teaching points there for the team. He pointed out they stopped running, particularly late in the quarter there, not laying enough tackles, no hit-ups into the forward line, and they're not setting up the way that they'd like, which is allowing North to do what they'd like to do. They feel like they're playing into North's hands by not setting up correctly, which is also bringing some of North's better players into the game, and that the ball movement was too slow. They were a bit stagnant in that quarter, but as he said, bad quarter there, but they're obviously still in the game and obviously just in front on the scoreboard there, so they just need to reset and go again.
Bernie, there doesn't appear to be any major injury worries for either team. Anything you observed down the boundary? It looks like both teams are fully fit.
No, it looks pretty good, Dave. Josh McGuinness from Lauderdale's been having a little bit of work done his hamstrings, but just looks like a bit of sort of general tightness, soreness sort of thing, nothing too major. And I noticed Ponting for North Launceston was limping a little bit late in the quarter there, but he did go back out onto the ground. So, as you say, it doesn't appear to be anything too major for either team.
No worries, Craig. We'll hear from you again at three-quarter time.
Thanks, Dave. We'll do.
That's Craig Boone down on the boundary. And we're about to get underway, so all the best of luck. I'm sure Gilly and I are really looking forward to a big game next week and a victory by the map.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's Anthony Taylor, the coach of the Tasmanian team, here joining us on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Gilly, when he was telling us there, Darren Winter talked about no hit-ups inside 50, and we talked about no marks inside 50 in that second quarter, and that's an area they have to improve.
Yeah, but they've got to get it out of the contest, first of all. I think that's the trouble. Their clearance game was on song in the first quarter, and it went to water in the second quarter, and North Launceston on top. So, Lauderdale, sorry, Dave?
Now, we're going to a quick word now with Cam Brown, who's down south. He's going to have a quick preview of the game later on. Welcome to City Park Radio, Cam Brown. Have we got you there, Cam? Cam Brown? Not quite there at the moment. Okay.
You there, Cam?
Have we got Cam Brown online? No, we haven't. So, oh yes, Cam, just in time. How are you enjoying your afternoon?
Yeah, look, it's a nice sunny day in Hobart at the moment, Dave. So looking forward to what will be a really interesting game this afternoon, or a twilight match almost, a night match at 6 o'clock between Glenorchy and Hobart City. I saw these teams play in round one, and I think it was about a 97-point win to Glenorchy on that occasion. But the fortunes of both these teams have turned around since that game a couple of months ago, boys.
Certainly. We've only got about a minute to go here, Cam, but who's your pick for this afternoon, and where do you think they'll win it?
are just travelling a little bit better than Glenorchy at this particular point in time. Look, a couple of crucial ins and outs for both teams. But Glenorchy will get Zach Webster back and also Tyler Bowden, so that'll certainly help them a little bit. They'll get a couple of Mariners in Harrison Gunther and Pearce back as well, Harry Pearce, and Hobart City. Baxter Norton comes back into the team for them. Young Baker's another inclusion, and Nick Hutchinson, another Mariner. So and Jaden Charlton's recovered from an ankle injury. But I just like what I saw. I know Damian Gill was with me a couple of weeks ago when Hobart City defeated Launceston. I just think that at their home deck and an opportunity for them to get in the finals, they might be cherry ripe to get the points today, boys.
Brownie, thanks for joining us on City Park Radio. We're about to get underway in the second half. Here's Damian Gill for City Park Radio on the TSL live stream.
Ulmer and Smith go up. Nothing coming from that one, but a free kick almost immediately to Franklin. So he was busy in the first half. He started that way in the second. Nat Franklin out onto the broadcast wing. Pinpoint pass finds Boscott. Just a nudging ball out in front of Stanley. He can't meet it with a mark. It's won by Cox Goodyear. Hands off to Ponting. It was a hospital handball over the top looking for Walsh. Walsh does well to contest with Heavey. Out of traffic, it's McGuinness. Down for Heavey and then Boscott. He slips as he kicks. Lets him down. Rick DeSolder gathers on hands and knees. Finds Donnelly, but his handball's a sloppy one. Finds Stanley of the opposition. McManus over the top to Sutton. Looks at goal and straight through the middle. Lauderdale up and about to start the third term. Beautiful work in traffic and nicely finished off by Sutton. They extend their lead here at UTAS Stadium.
Well, they've started the second half how they started the first half, with a goal in about the first minute to Reece Sutton. And that's the one they needed. It's got them underway. And it's 7-1-43 now. Lauderdale, North Launceston 5-5-35. And Reece Sutton's just he's a good contributor week after week, isn't he? He never plays a bad game.
Yeah, he's a really solid citizen for them, and that was a lovely finish. But their work out of traffic was something to behold there, Dave. It was how they started in the first. So up they go. Homer with their hands down. It's won by Boscott, who's in the middle. A kick onto the outer side, looking for Roberts. Picks it up. Mansell, he manages to get a kick out. Ponting gathers down the line. And it's all Lauderdale, and it's Bell Chambers who swallows the mark. Go back and try and get things moving their way once more. Bell Chambers looks forward and goes back. It's a shocker of a kick, but McGuinness up to the task, gathers. Just a nudging little ball over the top. Finds Bryce Walsh, who has set the tone for Lauderdale today. Their fast start can be attributed to his work inside 50. Down the line it goes. Looking for McManus. He can't get his hands on it. It's out of play and out for a throw.
Throw in on the RSCT stand side of the ground. Slightly in attack, Lauderdale. They're out now by 8 points. First goal of the third quarter. Boundary umpire. About to throw the ball back in. It's been a perfect day for footy here at UTAS Stadium. Not a breath of wind. Beautiful sunshine. Comes down to Walsh. He's tackled by Couch. Releases now to Smith. Volleyballs it away. Gets it now, though, to Whitford. Whitford, second effort. Can't pick it up. Pearce is in there for North Launceston. He's tackled by Walsh. He does release it now to Couch. To Ponting. It's a real wrestle forward here. Almost a rugby style. And the scrum is broken up by the umpire.
Interesting to see Boscott into the middle to start this term.
Yeah, and he had a funny first half. He had a good first quarter, a bit quieter in the second quarter. Pearce is tackled to the ground. We'll get another stoppage.
He's a handy player like that, Boscott, the way you can just move him into the middle for patches of the game. Bit stringer-like, I reckon.
Yeah, he's got that versatility, hasn't he? Yeah. The package, as they say, stringer. Oh, we're pushing the back against Holman. No, play on, says the umpire. Can we get a clearance this time? We're going to get a third ball up. 7-1-43, Lauderdale, North Launceston 5-5-35. We'll get the final score in a moment from West Park. You got it there, Gilly? I'll get you onto that. As it's a ball up. Comes to the front of the pack. Here's Boscott. He's pushed off his kick. He gets it back, though, from Roberts. Boscott inside 50. No mark taken. Here's Pearce. He fumbles at a crucial moment. He does well, though, does Jake Pearce. He's still got it. He might be penalised here, is he? He's tackled to the ground. Surely not. Play on. The ball comes out. Fife a chance. Off the ground. Goalkeeping there, North Launceston, but it's kicked off the ground. It's a goal. I think it's McManus who's kicked the goal there. I'll pick it up in a moment.
It was indeed.
It was Robbie McManus, number 14 for Lauderdale, and just a fumble there at a crucial moment. North Launceston looked like they had it covered. The opportunist McManus puts it through for Lauderdale. Second goal of the third quarter, 8-1-49 to 5-5-35. Final score at West Park, Gilly.
Yeah, looks like Burnie have notched a win. So
Whoa.
I have to confirm that it's definitely final score, but they're up
Gilly's
by
finding
5
it hard
points.
to believe what he reads here.
Yeah, I've just got to check back and make sure of that. They've run over the top by the looks.
Fantastic. We'll get the verification of that in a minute. Is it back in the centre? They break free through now. Franklin to Lauderdale, but Ponting's down. He takes the mark on the wing. Hands off to Event, who fumbles. In fact, it's Foon. Foon gets it backwards. Sorry, it was Event who gets it to Foon, who now gets it to Baker, who marks. No, he doesn't inside the line. It's a free kick out of bounds on the full on centre wing.
Not quite full time there, so the game's still alive, 4 points in it.
Dear, oh dear.
So Lauderdale move it down the line. Clevercamp the target. He sits under it. He can't gather. He gets it out of there though. Clevercamp, nicely done, but he kicks it to Pearton. Gathers well. Good pickup. Nudges along. Finds Cox Goodyear on centre wing. Big booming left. Comes down the line. Bennett slips as he goes to gather, and it races out of play.
Tigers by a point, Gilly. Must be deep in the last quarter. What a thriller. 102 to 101.
It'd be gut-wrenching for the Burnie Dockers if they came back to only be headed at the end.
It's an 11-goal last quarter. Must be huge down there.
So thrown in. Smith and Cox Goodyear, of all people, under it. Cox Goodyear with a tap finds Walsh. High up and under to the square. It falls. It's a couple try and gather it. McGuinness in the end gets the timely handball. They just scatter it out. Lauderdale, but not a great kick from the last line. Ponting takes it and hands it off. Cox Goodyear on the left. Long. At home. It's a goal for North Launceston. Beautiful work from Bradley Cox Goodyear. He's the designated kicker, and Ponting found him quickly, and he finished with aplomb. A great goal for Cox Goodyear, and just what they needed. 10 points adrift here.
I've seen him kick so many goals over the years like that, Gilly. In fact, it's a set play. As soon as the mark was taken there by Ponting, that's a set play to give it to Cox Goodyear. If he gets it inside 50 on that left boot, he's just dynamite. And he's kicked so many goals over the years here at UTAS Stadium just like that.
Sorry to correct, it's not 6 points. I think we're looking at 8 points, the advantage for Lauderdale. So some issues with the scoreboard.
All over the shop, back in the centre. Hayden Smith, the big fella, takes it himself. Handball's forward of the pack. Reece Sutton's in there, he can't pick it up. Dashing off half-back is Lockhart. Kicks up here towards half-forward. Mark dropped. Chance to atone. Out of bounds. That was Caelan Baker. Left half-forward for the Northern Bombers. So 2-1 in this third quarter. The Northern Bombers just getting back in touch with that fantastic goal from the boundary line. We've seen some great goals today. Lots of highlights for the YouTube, Gilly. As it comes down to Couch, he fumbles it towards the boundary line. Walsh is in there. He might have got pushed in the back. He has. Says umpire McEntee. Tries to milk a 50. Unsuccessfully. So Walsh, 2 kicks out from goal. Beautiful spearing pass looking for Bennett. Marks on the chest. And he's within range. In fact, it's Zach Bird who's taken the mark. Zach Bird will be about 35 out.
Clevercamp just strolling to the bench, clutching his arm. Dave.
Right, could be an injury worry there. We'll get Burnie onto that one. As Zach Burt lines up for goal. He's kicked the one today. Not a bad attempt there from Burt. Might fall a little bit short. Mark in the square. Has it been paid? Yes, it has. What a beautiful mark. And that's Tommy Bennett. Flew from behind acrobatically, and he's taken the mark in the goal square. We can write this one down now. It'll be 2 goals apiece this quarter as Tom Bennett puts it through. Great mark. As the scoreboard has gone off altogether. And it's now 8-1-49 Lauderdale, 7-5-47 the Northern Bombers. Back to a 2-point ball game, Damian Gill.
Bennett with his second there. He's been a good target for them, but Mark Walsh has been the player for me that's really got them back into this contest, and they've answered the early charge from Lauderdale at the start of this term. What a fascinating game this is. So Lauderdale get their prime movers into the middle. Boscott, Franklin, McManus. Up it goes. It is Lee with a tap down for Walsh. He bursts away, breaks the line, puts it out in front of Bennett. Not his best kick. Bennett Gets it straight on the boot. It's deep. And it should be dealt with by Lauderdale. It isn't. A hand comes back. It's swatted away. It's bustled out, and a kick. It's not a goal, is it? No, I think it's behind.
It's Brighton Denman, I think, there, Gilly.
Yeah, deep and hard to pick out. But it'll be a Lauderdale kick. So North Launceston, just a point adrift now.
So even get a final score there at West Park.
Yeah, we're not far away from the conclusion there. It sounds like a fascinating contest.
Yep, all over. Tigers by 2 points.
Geez, that's a thriller. A sloppy kick from Nat Franklin, and it's straight to Taylor Whitford, and not the hands you wanted in, Dave.
Absolutely not. He's pretty good shot from goal, especially where he is at the moment, which is only going to be 35 out directly in front. So heartbreaking there for the Dockers. They've gone down 15-13, 103 to 14-17, 101. So
7-goal last term for them as well.
Yep.
So Taylor Whitford, the North Launceston skipper, strolls on in to put the Bombers in front. He doesn't get nice contact. It's just offline to the left for a minor score. So scores a level here at UTAS Stadium.
Craig Boone on the boundary. Have you got something for us? No. I think he might have pocket called us. That's all right.
As it comes long out of defence, a pack forms. Donnelly at the back of it. Gets their hands out. Finds Foon. Denman spins and boots. Harrison. Oh, it was almost a miraculous mark from Burt. Hands over Anderton. Can't gather. They managed to get it out. Franklin does well. Nice hands to Sutton. The returning ball not great though. Sells him into all sorts, and he's wrapped up by a couple of Bombers. It'll be a ball up, approaching 50 down the broadcast wing.
It's scores a level here. 7-49 to 8-1-49. Great contest here. 1 versus 3. As it comes out to Baker, he waits for his handball, then he decides to kick himself inside out. Right boot smothered there nicely by Havea. Out of bounds, 15 metres around from the North Launceston goal. And after conceding a couple of early goals, the Bombers have come right back into the game. Tied things up. Hard to beat on their home turf. Boundary throw in. It'll be Holmer against Liam Mohr. Big fella Holmer from Geelong as he gets it down. Shark there by Franklin. Gets a handball away. McManus kicks it up towards defensive 50. Jay Lockhart tracks it. He runs into somebody's legs. He might have got one high, but no, says the umpire, play on. Chain of handballs now out of defence from Lauderdale. Up towards the wing. That's Wiggins who's been quiet. He tries to get on the second attempt. And it's out of bounds. Deliberate, says Jake Pearce. Umpire says throw it in. Yes, Ryan Wiggins been quiet since that first quarter, Gilly.
He has indeed. He's been well held and been well watched by Pearce. So you'd be happy with his performance so far as the ball comes in. Lee with a hand down. He might just mop up his own work. He shovels it towards Cox Goodyear. Walsh in there, and as is, I think it's Denman under it all, or it might be Harrison. Met with a couple of Southern Bombers. Grey all around him. And it was that man, Harrison. So
should mention there were 2 late withdrawals today, Connie Young and Bart McCulloch.
So throw in. Mohr gets the hands down, but it's straight to Lee. Franklin, who's been all over it. Tries to find Bryce Walsh. It's swatted away by Mohr. Good bit of work. Sutton on the outside of his boot. Finds Havea. A mark. Moving forward. He gets a high ball forward. Looking for Stanley. Across is Jay Lockhart. And with a double fist sees it out deep in the right forward pocket for Lauderdale.
Progress score at Windsor Park. Launceston 9-7-61. Devonport 5-3-33.
So it looks like Clever Camp's okay, Dave, as the ball comes in. Havea can't win the hit out. It's Lee who finds Foon, gets it away. Is it just a panic kick out? Bill Chambers wins and wins well, gets on the boot, Lauderdale's way, and it's a good ball in. Finds Hill, who hands it straight off, and it's finished off by Wiggins. A good bit of movement, and it was really made and crafted by Bill Chambers. He won a ball he had no right to. Put it straight into the 50. It was a bit of a chaos ball over the top. Hill, hands off to Wiggins. And a goal for Lauderdale, and they regain the lead here at UTAS Stadium, 9-1-55 to 7-7-49.
Yeah, I like the work of Phil Bill Chambers there. He's always hard at it. And just mentioned that Wiggins had been quiet, but he's popped up for another goal. That's his second of the day. And the Lauderdale Bombers are back in front. Straight kicking today, 9-1-55. North Launceston 7-7-49. Back in the middle. It's Mohr up against Lee. Lee wins it, but he gets it straight to an opponent who can't get release of the ball. Here's Bryce Walsh, left foot kick, scrubby, not to advantage as Jay Foon picks it up. He goes to the wing and finds Caelan Baker, who marks on his chest on the far side. Plays on immediately and finds a teammate there in Jake Pearce. Boy from Hillwood sums up his options. He goes laterally back to Foon, does it well. Foon wheels and goes, kicks inside 50 towards the square. Chance off hands, snap for goal by Bennett. It's a goal. That's the answering goal from the Bombers. Tom Bennett, he's second for the quarter. They move along to 8-7-55, Lauderdale 9-1-55. And good team play from the Bombers there, working it off half-back, culminating in a goal to Bennett.
Yeah, good, brave work from Foon. He worked immediately off the mark and got it moving. And Bennett, it was a good bit of work. He's third for the game. So Tommy Bennett proving the target for them.
Groups, some stats. Let's look at inside 50s this quarter.
Inside 50, 6 to 5 North Launceston's favour. Clearances 5 to North and 6 to Lauderdale.
It's pretty even. Damian Gill.
So the ball up and Franklin and I think it was Walsh went after it. Was Walsh. Hands out of defence and it's nicely worked out by North Launceston. The ball just missing Baker. He gathers, shrugs a tackle with a snap into the 50 looking for Homer who takes a good mark. Superior body position on McGuinness. He spins, moves it into the middle to Bennett, who takes a lovely clunk. And Tommy Bennett lining up for goal number 4 here. It was beautiful work from Homer.
Second time today Homer has done that. He's good by foot, isn't he? He doesn't get a lot of the ball. He's a versatile player. Had a quiet week last week. But beautiful pass there to Bennett.
Yeah, he's been better today. So Tommy Bennett looks like being the forward to break this open for North Launceston. He strikes it nicely through the middle and another goal for North Lonnie. They take the lead here at UTAS Stadium, 9-7-61 to Lauderdale 9-1-55 in the Battle of the Bombers.
It's a hard game to work out, Gilly. It was a shootout in the first quarter, a congested, scrappy second quarter, has to be said. And third quarter, all of a sudden, it's goals galore.
Yeah, I'm happy if it continues this way, Dave. It's an entertaining clash.
Absolutely.
And momentum's hard to gather. It's switching so quickly.
North Launceston in front. I don't think they've been in front long today. I'm not sure if that's the first time or not, but certainly they've been trailing most of the day to Lauderdale. They're in front now by 6 points. Tom Bennett on fire here. He's kicked some goals this quarter, 3 goals this quarter. As the ball comes out, chance for Franklin. Does well. Bullocking work, kicks up towards attacking 50. Good mark to Ed Stanley, who's right on attacking 50, probably too far out to score. Sums up his options. He gets a few leads. He goes deep into the pocket, sets it up, over the back. Mark attempted there by Wiggins, off hands. 3 for 1 behind. It's only their second for the day, 9-2-56. And North Launceston 9-7-61. Lockhart clears to the far side. Baker pushes his opponent in the back there. Well picked by the umpire. Be a free kick to Reece Sutton. In the sunshine. Patrons over there watching the play. Here comes Fife. He picks up the ball. Gets a handball away towards Stanley. It's loose towards the boundary line. That's Arian Richter Solder. No, it's that's Tyron Mansell. That might be deliberate. No, it's Gilly. You can't believe that one.
I'm not sure what went on there, Dave, to tell you the truth.
I got a bit lost myself. I think he might have tried to handball it and he might have disguised it well, but it looked fairly deliberate to me. Anyway, it's a boundary throw in. 10 metres around from the left behind post. Lauderdale deep in attack. Throw in. Lee gets it. To no one in particular. There's about 15 players around the ball. There'll be another ball up. Not a bad crowd in today. A few Lauderdale supporters have made the trip up the highway. It's good to see. Umpire Nick Butler clearing the area. Tosses it up. Lee tries to get it to Walsh. Well, Lauderdale player might have been caught high there. Yes, he was. I reckon that's Bryce Walsh will emerge from the base of that pack. Let's see. Yes, it is. Bryce Walsh. He's already kicked 2 goals today in that first 90 seconds of play, and he's going to be lining up for our listeners about 15 metres out, 20 metres out perhaps, 45-degree angle on the left-hand side. But first in for the ball, he got the high contact. So Bryce Walsh, deliberate approach. Jay Foon on the mark. In he comes. This to put Lauderdale back in front. He makes no mistake. Umpire doesn't move. Goal to Lauderdale, 10-2-62, leading North Launceston 9-7-61. We've got a ripper on our hands here at UTAS Stadium, Damian Gill.
An absolute cracker, Dave, and as I said before, momentum just so hard to get a feel for because it's swinging so freely. But Lauderdale, they've continued their trend of taking their opportunities, 10 goals 2, so 62. Bryce Walsh with 3. He's been superb. But you've got to be impressed with the work of Nat Franklin in and under. He's had a really good game against some highly favoured opponents as they go up. Smith and Lee battle. Lee with a hand out, finds Couch, who's been fairly quiet. Out of the congestion, finds the opposition through Franklin, gets it on the boot, long it comes. Havea can't gather, he might just go and mop it up though. Nudges it towards Wiggins, he turns, Stanley. It's a shocker of a kick, a wobbly old kick. But luckily for Stanley, Foon wasn't able to swallow it. It's bounced out of play, so still with Lauderdale here. As it's thrown in deep in their attack left forward pocket. They've been pretty good with goals around these stoppage situations. So thrown in. Smith and Lee. Lee with a hand down for Whitford. Hand out to Foon. Gets it on the boot, but back with a flight is Franklin. He doesn't fancy himself. Gets it on the boot and finds Clever Camp. So Clever Camp will eye a goal. Not far at all from goal here, probably 35.
Nat Franklin's been sensational today, Gilly. I'm really impressed. I haven't seen him for 12 months or so. He seems to have grown physically a bit, ex-Hutchins boy, but he, he's been really good today.
He just finds the footy, doesn't he? He just has that knack to being right place, right time. So Clever Camp strolls on in off the right boot. Might have just snuck it home. He did. So Clever Camp on the board, and Lauderdale extend their advantage. 9 goals, 7-61 North Launceston, 11-2-68 here at UTAS Stadium.
I think that's 5 goals to 4 this quarter. It's fantastic play, and we've still got, we're only at the 22nd minute mark, so plenty more to come, but great contest, and it's one of the best games I've seen this year, Gilly. I've seen some good ones, but certainly the standard players of a high calibre.
I was lucky last week to watch Clarence against North Launceston, and this is matching that.
Back in the centre. So after clawing their way into the lead, the Northern Bombers now trail by 7 points. Good work there by Liam Mohr. Gets it down to Boss Scott. He's in a wrestle there with an opponent. Umpire coming for a secondary ball up. At Windsor Park, it's Launceston 10-10-70. Devonport 5-3-33. Just repeating, the Tigers have got up over 2 points against the Dockers. Here's Boss Scott. Can't pick it up. He falls at a crucial moment. Here, Cox Goodger gets it to Ponting. He's tackled, not penalised. Ball spills out to Walsh. Pushing the back, says the umpire. It'll be a Lauderdale free kick. Advantage paid. Now to Boss Scott from Walsh. Inside 50 here towards Alex Hill. It's at his bootlaces. Tackled by Donnelly. Tackled well. He does get the handball away. Play on, says the umpire. It's a contest now just inside 50. Just got the handball away at the last moment, didn't he, Gilly? He was just about ready to be penalised.
Just about caught. They've got on top in midfield here, Lauderdale.
Yep. That's ebbed and flowed today in the midfield, but at the moment, you're dead right. They're back in ascendancy. Mohr and Lee again. Free kick picked out. Play on, says the umpire. Snap for goal. And it's through. That's a goal to the Lauderdale Bombers. McManus once again. Robbie McManus has snapped an opportunist goal there. And they extend the lead out now to 13 points. 12-2-74. North Launceston 9-7-61. 6 goals this quarter to Lauderdale, Gilly.
Again, they're taking their chances, aren't they, Dave? They're just bursting it into the 50, and when they've had shots on goal, they've very rarely missed. Just 2 behinds to the day. So Darren Winter would be happy with their efficiency.
Absolutely.
As the ball comes up, Mohr and Lee. Lee with a decisive fist, but straight to Bryce Walsh. He ducks, and he's caught, and Couch will take it out. He goes long, looking for Tommy Bennett. Can't gather. They'll escape here, Lauderdale. And escape they do, but it's a shocker of a kick, and it might just come straight back through Harrison. Over the top, he finds Couch. Couch inside, looking for Burt. Fisted away. Lauderdale, can they get it out? They've got the numbers. Oh, it's scrubby old stuff. Anderton, he's swallowed in a tackle. Falls for Couch. Deep in the pocket. Nudges it up. Bennett under it. puts his name on it, can't claim it. They get it out through Bell Chambers and then Walsh and then Sutton. Back with Bell Chambers. Outside 50 he goes. Gets a kick on. Mohr with a ball now. Very little ahead of him. He goes long and Event can claim this all on his own. Oh no, he's dropped it. Might just let in Alex Hill. Gets by him, evades nicely. His kick not at the best, but Lee makes it look all right. Goes back and takes it. So
Indian footy.
Panic station's a little bit for Lauderdale. That kick, a shocker from North Launceston. Picked up by Sutton inside. Oh, it's a good effort there by Jordan Roberts. He was clattered into.
Yep.
He was really clattered into by Event, who made him earn it. So it'll be a free kick.
He's not in a great way, I don't think, there, Gilly. He's slowly getting to his feet.
He might not be able to take the kick. We'll see. A little bit groggy.
Just briefly for our northern listeners, the match of the day in the NTFA today was Bracknell and Scottsdale, and it's a close contest. 8-5, 53 Bracknell, 7-7, 49 Scottsdale.
So he hands it off to Sutton. A long, high ball. They might just run out of grass here. Not quite. Lockhart first to it and sees it over. Wiggins into him. Plenty of feeling in this contest. So it'll be thrown in. Battle of the Bombers here at UTAS Stadium. Lauderdale with the advantage as the ball comes in. It's won by Lee. He's had the better of the ruck duel. It's picked up by Franklin. We've said that plenty of times. Might just come to him again, and it does. Off McGuinness. Franklin, a wobbly old floater. Comes over the top. Stanley finds Ponting of the opposition. Ponting loses it. They might be in trouble here. It's Heavey under it.
Oh.
It'll be a ball up.
It's one of those 50-50 ones, wasn't it?
He dived on in, didn't he, Alex Heavey? It was a good bit of work, but those ones, if you're wrapped up, you're in trouble. Havea gets it down, looking for Wiggins. Pearce sees it clear with help from Event. Oh, here's his handball smothered. Really good work there by Sutton. It'll be another throw in. So Lauderdale hold it in there, attacking 50. The ball comes in. Lee and Hill even of the Alex variety. North Launceston trying to get it out. McGuinness claims the ball. I thought he might have been caught high. Nothing coming from the umpire, so another ball up.
It's a ball up about 40 metres out from Lauderdale's goal. Been in attack for a little while now. A lot of players around this contest. Clearing it now is Foon off the right foot. No players short of the middle of the ground. It falls now here towards Baker. He taps it to advantage. He picks it up. He's tackled well there by Raymond Hill. And holding the ball is the decision. Play on now for Lauderdale. And they're away through Williams. Back to Mohr. Liam Mohr stops and props. Kicks in the middle of the ground. Risky manoeuvre. Comes off. Handball backwards there from Roberts. Comes back to Roberts. Here they go off the centre of the ground now through Mohr once again. Kicks up towards the attacking 50, but mark is taken by Lee. Lee gets it now towards Couch. He's got a paddock in front of him, but he kicks straight away. He has Whitford. Whitford also kicks straight away up towards attacking 50 to Bennett. He's kicked a few goals this quarter. Kicks short, looking and finding a teammate there in Zach Burt. Great football there by the Northern Bombers. Champagne footy off half-back. And just that risky kick into the middle a little while ago there, just might have cost them a little bit there of momentum. The Lauderdale were out and running. And the turnover happened. And now they've got a shot for goal, the Northern Bombers.
That's the Northern Bombers we know and love,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
So Zach Burt, he's kicked the one goal today. Lining up for his second. They badly need this one. Zach Burt, usually a reliable kick for goal. Makes no mistake on this occasion. Puts it straight through the middle. That's the Bombers' 10th goal. Northern Bombers, that is. 10-7-67. Lauderdale 12-2-74. Great footy off half-back, Damian Gill.
Great footy as well, and we haven't seen too much of Tommy Couch today, but he did well to break lines on that occasion on the wing and just moved it nicely, didn't he?
Thing is, he makes use of any possession he gets. It's always quality. He's got that touch of class about him.
You're dead right, and he's in at the centre again. He knows this one's well and truly up for grabs. So the ball up, Smith and Homer. Homer down for Walsh. He's immediately claimed. Couch bustles in. There'll be another ball up. So rinse and repeat right in the centre of the ground here at UTAS Stadium. Lauderdale on top. Great game of football. Smith down. finds Walsh of the opposition. He's burrowed into the ground. It'll be yet another ball up.
Should be a long quarter, Gilly. We've had quite a few goals.
Plenty of goals from Lauderdale alone.
I think we've had 11 this quarter.
Cracking quarter of footy as the ball goes up. Smith down, looking for Boscott. It's Whitford who gets it out, but to McGuinness, to Franklin. They're moving it well here, Lauderdale. McManus with a long kick inside 50. A timely fist coming from Event and out for a throw-in. So Lauderdale could have a red time goal here, and it would really hurt North Launceston. The big players all around the ball in this term. So throw in. Smith and Holmer over both their heads. It falls and falls for North Launceston. Out it comes. Pearton and Heavey. They collide. Anderton runs under it. Lets in a couple of North Launceston players, but they're both wrapped up. It'll be a ball up.
Quiet day, Connor Pearton, Gilly. He needs to lift in this last quarter.
He has indeed had a quiet day. Holmer gets a decisive tap, but the siren beats the Northern Bombers. And they've got a job to do in the final term. 10-7-67 North Launceston. Lauderdale, an upset brewing. 12-2-74 here at UTAS Stadium.
Goal kickers?
Goal kickers for Northern Bombers. The major goal kicker, Tommy Bennett, with 4. Also with multiple is Zach Burt with 2. With singles, Cox Goodyear, Mark Walsh, Josh Ponting and Jay Lockhart. For the Southern Bombers, Lauderdale, Bryce Walsh has 3. McManus and Wiggins with 2. Singles from Heavey, Sutton, Boscott, Clevercamp and Bell Chambers.
A highly entertaining contest here on City Park Radio, 103.7 FM and via the TSL live stream. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you so far. We're in for a great last quarter. Please stick with us. But for now, here's some messages from City Park Radio. We're back in a moment for our TSL live stream listeners. Back to University of Tasmania Stadium. It's the first versus third clash here in the TSL, and it's lived up to our expectations because it's a fantastic contest of footy. 12-2-74 Lauderdale, North Launceston 10-7-67. Dave Gruber, run us through the team stats in that third quarter.
Very entertaining and pretty even third quarter there, Dave. Hitouts 18 to North Launceston, 14 to Lauderdale. Clearances 11 to 12, Lauderdale's favour there. Inside 50s again to Lauderdale, 13 to North's 11. Marks inside 55 to North Launceston, 2 to Lauderdale. Frees that quarter, 1 to North Launceston and 8 to Lauderdale.
That's interesting. Just one free kick to the Northern Bombers in that quarter.
Probably says that Lauderdale were getting in first there, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, look, it's an even game. The stats are fairly even. And how do you see it going from here? If you had to pick a winner, Gilly, I'll put you on the spot. Who do you think is going to prevail?
I'd say the way the game's moving, you struggle to tip against Lauderdale, I think, but I'll go with North Launceston. I've watched them a few times this year and they finish games well.
Yep.
And I think that'll play in their favour. They're a very fit side and I think they'll get the chocolates. But, geez, it's been a great ball game.
Certainly has. Let's look at the other scores, and we've got one final score at West Park from earlier. It was nip and tuck last quarter. An amazing 11 goals kicked in the last quarter. Burnie, 14-17-101. It went down to the Tigers, 15-13-103. Important win for the Tigers because they just stay in touch with the top echelon of the competition. I think they're only a game or so out of the 5.
Yeah, still a game away from the 5, so important to get that win. And it's their first win ever at West Park,
That's right.
so that's an important milestone for them.
I suspect it's three-quarter time at Windsor Park, and it's Launceston 10-10-70, Devonport 6-3-39. So Devonport actually outscored the Blues in that third quarter. And later on tonight, of course, we've got Glenorchy versus Hobart City. Who do you fancy in that one?
I'm struggling with Glenorchy at the moment because every week I've tipped them to sort of fight back after they've lost. But Hobart City Demons, I actually think they'll fancy themselves on KG5. They like the wide expanses. They like using their pace. I'd be going with Hobart City Demons but with no real confidence. I think that'll be a really tight one.
It's a tough one to pick, that one. Just the Mercury Cup score here earlier today. It was Lauderdale 13-8-86, North Launceston 12-10-82. And also a couple other scores in the Mercury Cup. The Tigers 17-31, 133 defeated Burnie 7-5-47. And Launceston 12-12-84 defeated Clarence 11-7-73. So they're the Mercury Cup scores. And the KG5 game's underway, and Hobart City 2-2 lead Glenorchy 2 straight in that game. Okay, so the players in the huddles will hear from Craig Boone in just a moment from down on the boundary. What do you think Tommy Couch is saying?
I think Tommy Couch is saying we've got the legs, we know we can get our game going. If we get it outside, we'll cut them to pieces. And I think the focus would be on winning it on the inside and doing the tough things, because they've got the weapons in the arsenal of North Launceston. When they've been beaten to the ball, they've copped it on the scoreboard, and I think that'd be Tommy Couch's message. For Darren Winter on the flip side, I'd be thinking he'd be saying a lot of more of the same.
Yep.
Just need one last effort from you boys, because they've been sublime.
I think with the Northern Bombers that quarter, they look dangerous inside 50. And Tommy Bennett, he's kicked 4 for the game. I think he kicked 3 in that quarter. Zach Burt has been prominent. So they've got the tall targets inside 50, and they've got the players that can deliver the ball to them if they get in that situation.
It would have been really interesting to see if their forward line structure, if McCulloch had have got up for it.
Yep.
Because one of those two players that have been really good in Burt and Bennett in providing a target, they would have got a lesser defender. And, that may have played a factor in the game, but it's been a superb contest and pretty much exactly what we'd hoped it'd be, Dave.
Absolutely. And the thing with the evenness of the competition, each week we're getting these quality games. And please, if you're watching this live stream or listening on City Park Radio, get out and have a look at TSL footy, because it's got a lot to offer. And I can see Craig Boone down on the boundary line. We'll hear from him in just a moment. He's been out to the North Launceston huddle. In fact, we've got Craig Boone right now. Craig, you've been out to the North Launceston huddle. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Tom Couch, very positive message there, Dave. He was basically saying this is what they've been training for 6 months, this sort of challenge. This is like finals footy, so this is something they'll have to look forward to in a couple of months' time. So they've got to work hard. Don't let up for the final 30 minutes. He said they're fit enough, they're good enough, they have to win the ball and spread it when they get it, and just keep running hard for the last 30 minutes. No let up. But he said basically this is why they're here. Decent sized crowd in, treat it like a finals match and go hard.
Any injury worries from either the Northern Bombers or Lauderdale, Booney?
No, not a lot, Dave. Donnelly looks like he's got a little bit of a tight calf there for North, and Walsh had his left shoulder retaped. The Lauderdale trainers didn't seem to be doing any work there, so nothing major for either side.
No worries, and it looks like the breeze is non-existent still.
Yeah, lovely day out there still, and should be great for the last quarter.
Cheers, Craig. We'll hear from you at the end of the game down in the coaches' room.
Thanks, Dave. We'll do.
That's Craig Boone for City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Right, we're in for a crack. I'm pretty excited about this, Gilly. I agree with you. I think the Northern Bombers might just be a bit too strong, but, Lauderdale have come to play today and they've really shown that they're a contender this year.
Yeah, there's no real logic to suggest they'll go away, but just North Launceston, their superior fitness for me enough, and interesting to see Tom Couch leaned a bit on that in the huddle. So here we go, a big last quarter on the way. Up it goes, Lee and Smith. Smith gets it to Lauderdale's advantage. Franklin, a little tumbling handball. Doesn't work out for him, but he's there to scurry a kick forward off a soccer effort. It's Sutton who tries to gather. Ponting hands it off to Lockhart. He spins well, evades. Finds Foon. Foon does well in traffic. Gets it to Couch. Couch immediately on the boot. Looking for Baker. It comes out. And it's there for Wadley. But it's cut off by McGuinness and out for a throw. So some quick hands and quick feet there from North Launceston, but not quite that cleanness I've come to expect from them. Good pressure coming from Lauderdale as it's thrown in on the broadcast wing. It's Smith who wins it, but it goes to Walsh of the opposition. Off the left boot, looking for Bennett. And he's taken it. Tommy Bennett. He's been the forward to go to for North Launceston. And he started the last quarter just that way. Beautiful explosion out of congestion by Mark Walsh. He's an exquisite player, and he hit up Bennett to perfection.
He just seemed to be out of that contest, Tom, but I didn't think he was going to get close to it. But just at the last moment, he just extended those arms and got it on the second grab. Fantastic.
He has a knack of just bringing those ones down as there's a blood rule here, so a change for Lauderdale. But Tommy Bennett to strike a telling blow in this last term, cut the margin. Tommy Bennett starts his approach. Kicks nicely through the middle and cuts the margin to a point. So North Launceston start the last quarter just how they would have liked. 11-7-73 North Launceston. Lauderdale 12-2-74. And this game keeps on delivering, Dave.
It does. And I'm really happy for Tommy Bennett. He had his career sort of very much curtailed by an Achilles injury in a final back in 2015. He came back last year, struggled a little bit, but this year he's just got back into that form that we saw him have in 2015. And it's a great story for Tom Bennett. Good cricketer as well with the Launceston Cricket Club. So back in the middle again, 11-7-73, 12-2-74. Hope you're enjoying the action here on the TSL live stream and also on City Park Radio 103.7. Ball emerges. Franklin's got it. Kicks high inside 50. It's a contest here. Hayden Goss does well. He fists the ball away. Oh, player met heavily there. That was Heavey. Falls to North Launceston. And what do we got here? It's a free kick. It's going to go to Tyron Mansell, the ex-Storm player. Goes short, not a great kick. Whitford has time. He evades a tackle comfortably. He goes short and finds Brighton Denman at half-back. Handball over the top to Event. Event gets kick under pressure up here over the back. Caelan Baker takes the mark. He's got space and time. He goes here looking for Bennett. He's going to get it on the bounce this time. Can he get away from his opponent? Handball towards the central position. It's not taken there by Foon. He gets the handball out. Lauderdale with a chance. That's Bell Chambers trying to break through. Not holding the ball, says the umpire. Be a ball up about 45 metres out from the North Launceston goal. And they've had most of the play in this quarter. Early days of the inside 50s grooves, but Lauderdale haven't had one yet this quarter. Kick out of mid-air. Good work there by Boscott. And it's marked there by Roberts. Smart play, Boscott. Lucks of fortune probably as Roberts goes up to half forward. And it's a strong mark taken there by Wiggins. Wiggins wheels and goes. Inside 50, it's a one-on-one. Fife is there. He doesn't take the mark. Back is Lockhart. He's up against Stanley. Might have been held without it. He was, says the umpire. And Jay Lockhart will take the mark across half-back for the Bombers.
So Dylan Fife forward for Lauderdale, gone out of the game a little bit as Lockhart sends long. And it's marked nicely on the far side by Wadley. Inside they go. And it's picked up by Denman on the boot and down the far side. It's another mark. So this is the clean North Launceston stuff we're used to. Dropped off for Brad Cox Goodyear. On the left, he gets a nice piece of it. Long, and taken by Burt. Just near the square, just hugging that left upright. He's taken a great mark, and he'll go back to kick goal number 3.
Yeah, the second half has been characterised by the North Launceston forwards.
So Burt just swanders on in and puts it through. So North Launceston take a lead here in the last term at UTAS Stadium, 12-7-79 to Lauderdale, 12-2-74.
Yeah, 5 to Bennett, 3 to Burt Gilly. Tells a bit of a story. They've just taken marks inside 50 in this second half, and Lauderdale haven't quite been able to get that same system they had early on. Wow, what a contest. We've got North Launceston back in front. 12-7-79 to 12-2-74. Scott Hill has got a blood nose and being treated. Down on the boundary line, we can see him here. A bit of attention there from the trainer as it's back in the middle. Chance here for Couch. He paddles it forward. It's taken by Mitch Anderton. He's tackled by Walsh. Play on, says the umpire. Pearton's in there. Good work by Franklin. Shovels it out. Caelan Baker will meet it. On the right, round the corner, up towards full forward. Bennett can't take it. Here's Burt once again. He shrugs off his tackle from Wish Wilson. Gets it to Bennett. Damian Gill says a throw. It's out of bounds. Yeah, you're probably right, Gilly. I think illegal disposal there, not picked by the umpire.
Just got away with it, did Zach Burt.
Boundary throw in 20 metres around from the right behind post. North Launceston are pushing here. They lead by 5. Crucial part of the game for Lauderdale. Holmer gets it down. Here's Walsh. Can he pick it up? Shovels it out to Couch. Back to Ponting from the boundary line. He swings into the goal square. Players fly high. Falls to Burt. Nearly gets to the fall of the ball, but it trickles through for a behind. It's North Launceston 12-8-80. Lauderdale 12-2-74. You listen to City Park Radio 103.7 FM and the TSL live stream. The next voice you hear will be Damian Gill.
Josh McGuinness from full back. Goes long and out to the left looking for Boscott. He gets hands to it but can't bring it down. Couch brings it. Brings the pain and he's dished it to the opposition in the end, and it's Smith who is tackled immediately. Brought down, so it'll be a ball up just outside North Launceston's forward 50. Smith with a hand down to Franklin. He's got some space to work in. Hands over for Walsh. There to Boscott. Out for Roberts. And it will be brought back as Boscott has got a piece of Cox Goodyear after it, and the pair exchange some choice words. Boscott not happy with it, but after Boscott handed it off, it looks like he's copped Cox Goodyear high. So Cox Goodyear with the ball. A little dinky kick and a shocker, and he's found Nat Franklin of the opposition, who moves immediately. Finds Walsh by hand. Inboard, Walsh right in the centre square, finds Wiggins, who spins around and gets it moving. It's a nice kick. Out in front is Williams. His kick leaves a lot to be desired. Straight to Jay Lockhart, and that's a let-off. Inside finds his skipper, Taylor Whitford.
Thor Boscott copped a knock there a second ago, Gilly, but he's come off a little bit gingerly.
It's a little dinky kick from Whitford. Asked plenty of the recipient, Donnelly, but Donnelly up to the task, takes it, sliding in.
Tassie Mariner having a good year with them.
Donnelly kicks down the wing. It's Holmer under it, palms it down as one well by Pearce. Pearce just gets it moving, but it's straight to Lauderdale players. Straight to Scott Hill, who runs out of grass, and it's out for a throw-in. So North Launceston in front here at UTAS Stadium, 12-8-80 to Lauderdale 12-2-74. Game still up for grabs as it comes in. Down from Lee to Couch. He can't gather. He has a second crack at it and does better on this occasion. Mansell with hands out. Finds Richter Salter. Just a little untidy and lets in Bell Chambers. Moves it Lauderdale's way on hands and knees. Bell Chambers gets it a 5 over the top. The Heavey. Heavey, can I go? Oh, it's a wobbly old kick, but it's found Wiggins, who snaps. And they're back. Lauderdale scores a level here at UTAS Stadium. It was ugly, but it did the job. North Launceston 12-8-80. Lauderdale 13-2-80.
How good was the pressure there, Gilly, from the Lauderdale players, in particularly Bell Chambers. He hassled, he harried, he eventually won the ball free, and he really set that goal up. Fantastic play there by Bell Chambers.
He's done it a couple of times now. He just has that knack of just trying to hassle it forward, and it worked for them.
So, great contest. 12-8-80 North Launceston. Lauderdale 13-2-80. We know early today in the TSL, the Tigers by 2 points over the Dockers. As Lee goes at it there. Player pulled off the ball. That was Couch. No free kick. Whitford's met with two opponents. Yeah, secondary ball up. Still in the centre of UTAS Stadium. A slither of sunshine diagonally across the stadium at the moment as the sun starts to set. Gilly?
Ryan Wiggins had a pretty quiet game, but he still collected 3 goals for his trouble. So
that's right.
It's what you want from your big forwards.
Boscott works it clear. Lee in there. Player tackled to the ground. It was Richter Salter. Spills free now. Anderton can't pick up. Mohr over towards Anderton, who's now got space on the wing in the sunshine. He kicks further up the wing, up towards half forward. Chance there for Wiggins. He might have been held without it. Oh, good tackle laid there from North Launceston. Play on, says the umpire. It's taken away there by Pearce. Holmer drops an easy mark on his chest. He's got time to butter up. We know he's got good disposal, but this time he just goes the torpedo up towards half forward. It's a chaos ball. Zach Burt falls over. He gets back up again. Chance. Picked up by Couch on the boundary line. Beautiful kick. Bennett can't take the mark. Over the back, it's Denman. It's Couch does the following up. Right foot shot for goal. It's a goal. Tom Couch, sensational. He won the contest on the forward flank. He got the kick to advantage and followed up his own work. And he's kicked the goal that puts North Launceston back in front. 13-8-86. Lauderdale 13-2-80. What leadership.
He willed that home, didn't he, Tom
did.
Couch? First involvement, much back on the wing. He just, he picks his moments and he stands tall. He's a gut runner, and that was superb from Couch. Absolutely superb. So North Launceston with the advantage again here at UTAS Stadium, a game that has seesawed all afternoon. So we're back in the middle. All the prime movers there. Thor Boscott spending a lot of time in the middle. The ball goes up. Mohr and Lee. Mohr with a hand out. Might just fall Walsh's way. He gets a hand over the top. Finds his winger in Sutton. Sutton long. Not a great kick though. Finds Lockhart on the half-back flank. His kick not great either. Roberts with a don't argue. Gets it on the boot. Bouncing towards Stanley. His opponent beats him to it, and Stanley takes him down after the event. So that's a let-off.
I think it's Hayden Goss there, Gilly.
It is Hayden Goss. Deep in defence. Goss gets it on the boot, but he's kicked it straight to Boscott, who punches. He finds McManus, who did really well. Kicks toward goal. A bouncing ball. It's gathered, but it falls to Lauderdale. And it's put through by Stanley. They answer the call again, Lauderdale. Ed Stanley with a great goal. It was a good bit of teamwork. The kick out of defence fell to Boscott. He punched it to McManus, and he just had the presence of mind to put it towards the square, and Stanley was there to mop up and put it through. Scores level once again, Dave.
Yeah, look, it's ebbing and flowing, and it's the team that's going to just be resolute in this last 10 or 15 minutes is going to come out on top. I can't pick a winner. I thought North Launceston at three-quarter time, and I still think that, but, gee, it could go either way. Back in the middle again. Mohr and Lee. Lee gets it down towards Cox Goodry. Tries to handball over his head. Falls directly to the bottom of the pack. Secondary ball up as umpire McIntyre approaches. 86 apiece. Crucial game. Don't often see North Launceston lose two on a trot. See what happens as Walsh is tackled to the ground. Comes out. Bell Chambers again. Big contest coming up with Tyron Mansell. Lee dives in. Back to Bell Chambers. Yes, and play on, says the umpire. Kicked inside 50. In towards the goal square. Bounces over the back. Richter Solder's there. So is Foon. He's tackled. Releases. Goss tries to kick it out of congestion. He's pinged for holding the ball. Free kick Lauderdale.
I'll tell you
Jay
what.
Foon.
Tell you what, Dave. I reckon he got a hand to that. I reckon he's a bit unlucky.
Absolutely. It's going to be Alex Heavey right in front, who should put the Bombers 6 points up. The Southern Bombers, that is.
What a game.
It's brilliant footy here at UTAS Stadium. Heavey free second, directly in front. Oh, it's away to the right. He snuck it in though. He snuck it in. It's a goal at Lauderdale. They are 6 points up now. 15-2-92. North Launceston 13-8-86. Well. So Lauderdale, it was good forward line pressure from the Lauderdale forwards. They didn't let the Bombers escape, the Northern Bombers escape. They tried to 2 or 3 times. Eventually the tackle was laid on Foon, and the resulting free kick puts the Southern Bombers back in front. Here's Damian Gill.
Their forward pressure has been superb today, Lauderdale. Been a real feature of this. Probably a statement if they do get up today. So Lee and Smith to collide. Smith gets it down. Boscott with a big booming boot. Out on the right. Bryce Walsh strides out and takes a courageous grab. Well done. The Lauderdale skipper comes out. He knew he was going to be made to earn it. Cop one around the ears, but he took the mark. He's now 55, 60 metres out. Beyond him, you'd think. He just puts it up to the top of the square. Pack forms. It's fisted down. Not too many Lauderdale numbers. Plenty of black and red. It's one out of the congestion by Williams, but it's through for a minus score. So Lauderdale extend their lead, but only by a point.
15-3-93. Just the 3 behinds today for the Lauderdale Bombers. As Foon kicks to himself and kicks up towards the half-back flank. It's over the back. Chance here for Alex Hill. He's tackled over the boundary line. Boundary throw in. So 16 minutes elapsed here in the last quarter. So time is not the enemy yet of North Launceston, but I suspect Lauderdale will be happy to get another goal. In fact, 13 points up. If they get 13, 14 points up, they'll be hard to overhaul from there. So the next goal, very, very crucial in this game. Boundary throw in. There's Lee up against Smith. They've been at it all day. Walsh in there. Mark Walsh comes out the back to big Hayden Smith. Good handball to McManus. He hesitates, but he gets a handball now to Fife. Fife inside 50. Walsh is there. He can't take the mark. It's fisted away by the North Launceston defence. Good work there by Jay Foon. Boundary throw in. So got Nat Franklin on the massage table. But not look like he's going to head back on. He's just sitting there at the moment. Not sure if there's an injury worry there.
Maybe gearing him up for the final moments. The dying embers of this game, he'll be important.
Absolutely. He's had a great game today, Nat Franklin. Boundary throw-in's a bit short and shallow. No one can take it. Walsh is tackled. Will he be penalised? No. It's a ball up. Umpire Butler. A lot of players around the ball. 17 minutes gone now. Holmer might have got one high. Yes, he did. He played for it, but it was there. Lewis Holmer. Hayden Smith there infringing. So Holmer, deep in defence. Looks like he's going to go long up the line. Burt's here. Also Alex Hill who takes a mark. Good mark from Alex Hill. He plays on straight away and he finds Walsh. In fact, it's Fife.
Fife, the pocket rocket. On the left and long looking for Wiggins. Comes out, tries to take it on the chest. It's swatted away and out for a throw in. So Lauderdale on top in this, the final term. Had the better of the final quarter, no question. So it'll be a throw in their attack. Nat Franklin back on the ground. So it'll be Smith and Holmer to contest in the ruck. Thrown in. Smith doesn't get much on it. Couch wins it, but he's met by a couple of tackles, and it's holding the ball. Oh, gee, I reckon he's stiff there, Dave.
Absolutely.
Didn't have anywhere to go, to be honest, Couch. He took it. Maybe his attempt didn't convince the umpire, but I'm not sure he had prior opportunity either. So Bell Chambers will have a shot at goal. The distance shouldn't be a problem. 35 out. Slight angle. He looks out to the right. He plays on in the finish to get a bit of extra legs, and he's hit it sweetly. Bell Chambers, he's been important today, but that might be his most important moment. Sinks the goal, and Lauderdale are up and about here at UTAS Stadium. North Launceston, 13-8-86. Lauderdale in command, 16-3-99.
Two goals today to Phil Bell Chambers, and look, he's been great in this last quarter. Some of his individual efforts have been fantastic. And the margin is out to 13 points now. I'm not calling it yet, Gilly, but we're 19 minutes gone, and North Launceston are going to have to reply pretty quick smart.
One more makes it really interesting, doesn't it,
Yeah,
Dave?
I think so. Next goal, Lauderdale get it. I think it's good night nurse for the Northern Bombers. Holmer gets it down. He's in the ruck now. Player tackled to the ground. Comes out, though. Chance for Lauderdale. It's Bell Chambers again. Gets the handball off. Couch puts on a big tackle on his opponent. Not holding the ball. Fans don't like it. Kick inside 50 by Roberts. Two tyres there. He can't get it. Chance now. Boscott. Goal. And that is the Sierra. Lauderdale are home here at UTAS Stadium. It's the enigmatic Thor Boscott, who has had a reasonably quiet day, but took the effort then to pick up the ball and snap it through for a goal. They're 19 points up, Gilly.
Tute Havea with an important little dink down. He just got fingers to it, and it really created that space for Boscott to run into and snavel the goal. Couch was far from happy in the centre square. He thought he had him holding the ball. Up it goes. Holmer and Mayer. It's won by Boscott. He's been good in the middle. Long ball looking for Havea. He doesn't gather. Off Walsh's hands and back to him through Heavey. He can't find much space to operate in. They're wrapped up. It'll be another ball up, but it's all being played in Lauderdale's forward 50.
Speaking of inside 50s, Gilly, this quarter groups?
Yeah, Lauderdale's got on top now, 11-5.
Wow, it tells a bit of a story.
It's taking a toll, isn't it, as it comes up. Havea with the hit out. It's won by Couch. He drops it off for Donnelly. A wobbly old punt out onto the far side. It will bounce away from everyone. It's helped over in the end by Robbie McManus. It'll be a throw in. So North Launceston with it all to do here. They trail 13-8-86 to 17-3, 105. Lauderdale rather have been lethal inside 50. So comes in, won by Holmer. Oh, he shoved Mohr. The judge is the umpire. Might be a costly error. Time will quickly get away from North Launceston as we tick beyond 21 minutes. Mohr, it's a shocker of a kick off the outside of his boot. It's made to look okay by Roberts, but he slings Whitford in a tackle. Sorry, not Whitford. Wadley. And they're on the bike immediately, North Launceston. Jay Lockhart onto the outer side. Picks out Bennett. Hands back for Big Lee. Not where you want him, below his knees. It's won by Anderton, who finds McManus, a cutting kick across the ground to Roberts. He's got not much ahead of him. He can take some space and measure a kick. It's not his best. Out to the left forward pocket, looking for Wiggins. He bustles in. It's socked away by North Launceston with Jay Lockhart. Tries to evade one. He can't get by McManus. In for Ponting. Ponting wrapped up immediately, and the pressure is ferocious from Lauderdale.
I was wondering if Jordan Roberts, he could nearly have gone himself there. He got within about 48. He just decided to go for Wiggins, but he might have had a shot himself. It's a ball up, just inside attacking 50 for Lauderdale. Time in the enemy now for North Launceston, 22 and a half minutes. Bursting away is Nat Franklin. Short little kick. He finds a teammate. Heavey about 35 out. Tough angle. But if it wasn't decided already, this would definitely be the last nail in the coffin for the Northern Bombers. Alex Heavey, he's kicked a couple today, including one in this last quarter. 17-3, 105 Lauderdale, North Launceston 13-8-86. 23 minutes has just ticked by. Alex Heavey, about 40 out for goal. They're home, Lauderdale now. Raises his fist to the air. And that's 18 goals, 111 Lauderdale. North Launceston 13-8-86. They're out by 25.
The TSL continues to deliver, Dave. I came up here hoping for a contest, and geez, what a game it's been. North Launceston met with a ferocious Lauderdale, and they've taken all their chances today.
They certainly have.
And what we saw then was Nat Franklin again bursting from a pack and doing some of his better work. He's been sensational today. It's the ball back in the middle. Time the enemy of North Launceston now. Also the scoreboard. Up it goes. Lee with a fist down. Finds Whitford to Couch. Oh, he doesn't get enough of it off the boot, and they'll get away. Lauderdale handed from Bill Chambers to Fife. Onto the far wing, he'll find Sutton, who gathers comfortably. So Sutton, they might just milk the clock, take their time moving it forward. They do. Forward it goes. It's picked out Ray Hill. Down the line, Stanley's interfered with, doesn't get the free. Drops for Fife. Handball over for Hervé. He's met by Couch. Back for Mohr. He's got some work to do and he can't quite come out with it. Foon pushes one aside. Gets it moving to Jay Lockhart. Lockhart onto the outer side. A long booming ball. Finds Bennett, who takes the mark. Now he's kicked a handful. This will ask a fair bit of him. From just on, 50 there. So he'll march on in. Tommy Bennett. He's been good. He's given them everything they've needed inside 50. Kicks it sweetly. Sneaks it home. And North Launceston have a lifeline. Unlikely. Goal number 6 for Tom Bennett. And they're 14-8-92. Play Lauderdale 18-3, 111.
Amazing thing with Lauderdale scored today, Gilly. 6 goals the first quarter, 6 goals the third quarter, 6 goals the last quarter, 0 goals in the second quarter. So it's been an interesting effort there from them today. They just couldn't get themselves going in that second quarter, but by gee, in the other 3 quarters, they've been the dominant team. As up goes the ball again. Mohr does well, but only gets as far as Couch. Couch dodges and weaves, gets handball over the top to Lee. They've got to move it quickly now, the Northern Bombers. Gets it to Walsh. Too far out to score. Pass towards Cox Goodger. Can't quite take the mark. Spills to the front. Chance for Lauderdale to clear. Here's Reece Sutton. Kicks up towards the railway wing. It's a contest now. Spills to Foon. Foon dashes away with determination. Up towards half forward. Cox Goodger's behind. And McGuinness takes the mark calmly in front. And kicks straight away for Sutton on the far side. And they're not going to progress the ball quickly now, Lauderdale. They know that they're pretty well home in this game. He's invited to play on. It's not a good kick. Falls to Walsh. He'll need to move it quickly. He goes short. To Whitford. Whitford inside 50. A mark to Burt. Zach Burt. In fact, it's Bennett again. He might be lining up here for number 7.
He'll want to get a move on.
Tommy Bennett. Takes about 10 seconds. Approaches the man on the mark. For goal, that's 7 goals to Tom Bennett. Goal number 15 to North Launceston. 15-8-98. Lauderdale 18-3-1-11. Surely not Damian Gill. 27 minutes. Don't think there's enough time, surely.
Time the enemy again. We saw this last week against Clarence. They've come late. They've just come a little bit too late.
Yeah.
But I think Lauderdale have enough points on the board to defend this. But who knows? North Launceston, a quality team. They've got to win it out of the middle here, though, Dave.
Absolutely. I think it's after centre break after centre break here, and goals are resulting.
So up it goes. Lee and Mohr. It's won by Mohr, and it's to Fife. He gets the hands out to Franklin. Questionable hands, says the umpire. It's a throw. And it'll be Whitford's ball. Whitford will get on the march. Looks for Lockhart. It's not his best. Lockhart up to the task, though. Takes the mark and gets it moving. Long boot inside 50. Taken well by Cox Goodyear.
He's in range, Gilly, definitely.
If he's in this half, he's in range, Cox Goodyear. He's got a booming boot. He wanders on in. Uses his natural arc. It's high, it's through, and North Launceston, they couldn't, could they? Another, and they're right back in it.
Well, it's... Yeah, I'm speechless because the highlights will tell the viewers and listeners later on that I'd written them off when they got 20-odd points up, but 7 points, 28 minutes, 15 seconds. There's been a lot of goals kicked in this quarter, there's no doubt about it. So we might be going 31, 32, who knows? Back in the centre.
They may still have 4 minutes on their hands.
That's right. Lee and Mohr. Lee gets it down. They're going to go into attack again, are they, the Bombers? Strong contest. Here's Couch. He gets the handball over the top. Oh, there's players are confused there. Eventually coming to it is Event. Event kicks off a step. Inside 50. Bennett. Off hands. He was 2 against 1 there. Good work there from McManus. And also Alex Hill out of bounds. 35 metres around from the goal. Exciting TSL action here on 103.7 City Park Radio and the live stream. Boundary throw in. Mohr casually knocks it down to the front of the pack. Caelan Baker's there. Can he get a kick away? He can. To the top of the goal square. Plenty of Lauderdale players there. Strong mark. Alex Hill. He'll take his time. Now, I think he'll go long down the line here. Don't think he'll try any bravery. Play on now as Bennett approaches the mark. He gets a kick away in time. Lee rises high off hands. Out of bounds. We're now about 80 metres around from the North Launceston goal. Time clock tells me at 29 minutes and 23 seconds. It's a 7-point lead to Lauderdale. Boundary throw in. They must score out of this attacking move now, North Launceston. Here's Lee, knocks it over the back, smart play, but Walsh reads it well. Gets it to Scott Hill. Spills now out to Lockhart for goal. It's going to go across the face. Bouncing out of play. Boundary throw in. Now, deliberate is called for. Is deliberate given?
It is.
It is. It'll be a free kick to the Northern Bombers in the forward pocket.
Wish Wilson it was.
Tom Bennett for goal. Yes! Siren! All over here at UTAS Stadium. Tom Bennett puts through the goal.
Burt.
In fact, was it Burt? Thanks, Skilly. Was Zach Burt? I've got him mixed up all day, but that's a goal right on the siren. Margin is 1 point. 18-3-1-11 Lauderdale. North Launceston 17-8-1-1-0. A dramatic last 10 minutes of footy there as Lauderdale went 23 points up. I think they got at one stage, Gilly.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that, but
I'm speechless here.
It's a pity
What a
there wasn't.
finish.
The pity it wasn't another 30 seconds there because the drama there would have been in that last 30 seconds. But the siren went just as the goal went through, It's a 1-point win to Lauderdale. Wow, the goal kickers, Gilly, have you been keeping up with them there?
Yeah, there's so many of them. We'll start with North Launceston, the multiples. Tom Bennett, he was superb, wasn't he? 7 goals today. Zach Burt, the 1-2 punch, the killer bees, he kicked 4. And also Cox Goodyear with a couple. The singles were Mark Walsh, Jay Lockhart and Tommy Couch. For Lauderdale, the victorious Lauderdale, what a win for the Southern Bombers. Heavey kicked 3. Wiggins with 3, Bryce Walsh with 3, Thor Boscott, Bill Chambers, Robbie McManus, all with 2, and with singles, Clevercamp, Reece Sutton and Ed Stanley.
And now what's good here, Gilly, I'm just people in the live stream can see this. There was a lot of press before the game about maybe some physicality and how things were going to turn out. But really, that game was played in an excellent spirit, and it's great to see players shaking hands, and that's a great advertisement for TSL footy.
Oh, it is indeed, and it's Lauderdale's first win at this ground over North Launceston since round 11 2012.
There you go, and it's well deserved. I mean, North Launceston didn't come back, but Lauderdale, when it mattered, they just drew away in that last quarter. And credit to North Launceston, they never give up, and we know that. But Lauderdale set the game up there probably early in the day in one sense, when they got in front early, but also in that last quarter, that first half last quarter, they were sensational.
They were really sensational, and maybe had thought the job was done and it almost bit them, but they take the chocolates, and that's 6 wins in a row, the form team of the competition, Lauderdale, and they march on, and they're a September threat, no question about it. That is a big scalp for the Southern Bombers. North Launceston, well, they've got some soul searching to do. They'd be hurting after that. 1 loss is one thing, 2 in a row. That is a big hole as the Lauderdale faithful cheer them off. They'll have a nice bus ride home, Dave. But they were winners across the park, Lauderdale. It was a really tremendous game of football. It ebbed and flowed. Both teams had the ascendancy at times, and their prime movers got on top. But, it was a real pleasure to watch.
A great big bus trip home because they've won 2 games today. They won the Mercury Cup earlier by 4 points, and now the seniors here by 1 point. Great work. And
they've got a bit of a breather now as well, so it's perfect ledger heading into the bye. So they lost the 3 first games of the season, and now they've struck up 6 wins, and they head into a double bye in red-hot, cherry-ripe form.
And the latter ramifications, with Launceston and Lauderdale winning today, you'll have them both on 24 points. You'll have Northern Bombers on 28 and Clarence on 28. So it makes that game a bit later on tonight between Glenorchy and Hobart City Demons crucial because they're both on 16. The loser of that just starts to lose a little bit of touch.
It does indeed, and if the loser of that loses touch, and then they might have Tigers sniffing up them. So
that's right.
It's a fascinating competition at the moment. Upsets everywhere, and you've got to love it.
Absolutely. Well, at this stage, Gilly, we'll say goodbye to our TSL live stream. We've enjoyed the game. We certainly have. It's been almost the game of the season, hasn't it, really? Yeah. When you look at 18 goals to 17 and just the drama of that last few minutes, fantastic advertisement for TSL footy. So farewell, viewers, and we'll continue for City Park Radio. We'll catch your breath here, Gilly, and we might go back to the studio for some messages, and pretty soon we'll have Matt Hill from Windsor Park, and before